Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday night, Hump Day edition. It's your boy, Kevin Barnes, the mouthpiece of the movement, the militant with a microphone, aka the Negro Whisperer, certified professional life coach, the Negro Whisperer. Welcome to Outlaw Radio, bits and pieces on a Wednesday. Start sharing the show right now. Get everybody in here. I'll make this guarantee again, just like I did last week or last show, I should say. We're going to talk about some things tonight that you're going to have an opinion about. It's okay. Got a number attached to the show. First and foremost, it's scrolling slowly across the bottom of the screen. 262-202-5131. But there's also a chat room. So if you want to be, you want your comments to be read, or you want to be acknowledged for your support of the show, or if you just want to call in and talk your shit, this is the platform in which you could do it. This is the one you've heard about. This is Outlaw Radio. So tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit like, hit share, go to YouTube page, all that good stuff, man. You know how to do it. You know how to support. You know how to, at this point, everybody knows how to support what they like. I'm not alone, as usual. I got my co-conspirators with me. Mr. Carter, what's popping with you, my brother? How you doing tonight?
Peace, man. Life is what's popping as always. You know what I mean? Every day is something special. You know, we get a whole new chance. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that motherfucking walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture, teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. I'm all y'all holistic healthy wellness coach, Mark Carter. Peace, peace, family. I'm also the one who brings you Nature's Natural Herbs and Supplements, Vitality, and the House of Vitality. Y'all just come on in and tell me something, y'all. Peace.
That's what's up. Support this brother in his business. He's doing big things, man. I can't wait until August 5th. Soft opening, baby. Man, I'm gonna have my school clothes on. I ain't gonna have my play clothes on. I'm gonna have my school clothes on. We got our resident ghetto thug hippie. I shouldn't even say thug because he's more of a gentleman and a scholar than a thug, but he is our resident hippie. Mr. Fonzarelli, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm just happy to be here, man. Blessed, trying to stay low key with that badass air quality. So I've been in the house all day.
Okay. Well, you gotta maintain, right? Other than that, how's your week going so far?
Hey, it's going great, man. I finally bust down my watermelon into wine. So
hey,
so it's I got it all prepped and shit. You got to let it wait 24 hours before you add the yeast. So around about this time tomorrow, I'll be adding the yeast and let it start percolating.
Okay. Well, I know my bottle will be on the way.
Can't wait for them bottles.
Right.
Actually, it's watermelon cherry wine because the other day I was eating some cherries and watermelon, and for some reason it seemed like after I ate the cherry, after I ate the watermelon, it made the cherry taste flavor enhanced. So I'm like, damn, I gotta try this in a wine form.
Oh yeah,
right. That sounds like one of them old school Annihilator flavors, watermelon cherry.
That's exact. It tasted like a Jolly Rancher when I tasted
Annihilator flavored wine.
Cherry after the watermelon. That's exactly what.
Don't steal my concept. I need residuals on that.
How long do the wine take, real?
It takes roughly about a month to a month and a half to 2 months.
No, okay. I thought it was gonna be ready by time Kamara was having his opening. I would have went in there a little bankhead bouncers like, hey, Outlaws in the building.
Juice lady, you early tonight. How you doing?
You seen that? You seen it? I looked. I was like, 7:35. Let me log on.
No, you were still late, but you're early for how you do it. How your
log on.
You are truly on colored people time. But welcome to the show. It's all good.
Y'all, I made it.
All right. Motherfucker say, what you mean late? It's only been 15 minutes. Late. And then I got my other brother down here who asked to come on the show and then was late himself. So how you doing, Sean Moore? How you doing?
Mr. Moore.
Man, I wasn't late. I just wanted to, enter the show after everybody else. I can have
you need the grand entrance. They got to see you pop on the
screen.
You
got it, baby. You got it.
That's that bullshit.
Was that a doctor?
Peace.
And the Negro Whisperer. Y'all see my name? Oh, that's wrong.
Capo of the streets.
Yeah. I don't know who threw that S up in there. KP must have did that shit.
Yep. When some fuck up, just blame Kev. It is what it is. But I got these good broad shoulders, so I can hold a lot of weight. You know what I mean? I've always been able to maintain, right? So you can put it on my back. I've been called worse by better. But check this out. Outlaw Radio is bits and pieces. He's like, damn, what he say? Yeah, I said it. Go back and listen to that part of the show. You're gonna be like, motherfucker. No, you didn't. Hey, Mondays and Wednesdays is when we're on. I want to add another day, but I don't know what day it could be because I really, enjoy my rest. I enjoy, because I will see though, and people have had ideas. So any of you all who are an immediate part of the Outlaw family, and I'm talking to everybody on the panel, if you have a night where you just want to do your thing, we could do that too, right? I don't always have to be the quarterback. Sometimes I can play running back. So it's just stuff we got to sit down and talk about. I'm usually down for anything as long as I know in advance. I'm not a motherfucker who likes surprises. Like, don't even give me a surprise party and shit. Like, fuck around, right. Got shot and shit. I'd walk up in bow. I didn't know. Goddamn, why you didn't tell me you was having me a surprise birthday party? I done shot 3 people. Shit. Pow, right? Pow.
Damn.
Right.
We should make jokes about guns and shit.
I was just gonna say that, Sean. Thank you.
I feel honestly,
I'm here with you, baby. I'm right here with you.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I can make a joke about whatever the fuck I want to. Honestly, and whoever don't like it, they just got to switch the channel, right? Like, oh, I ain't listening to this. He's making gun jokes. Bye. I wouldn't give a shit, right? But no, welcome to the show. I want y'all to listen. I'm joking. Kamar, like, see you on that bullshit, right? Can't promote your ass, right?
Hey, hold on one time, bro. I'm gonna show y'all one of my favorite wine glasses because I don't have an official wine glass. This is my
oh, there we go.
My Nature's in a turd jar. This is one of my favorite to hold my wine.
Oh my God! See, look, multi-purpose. You gotta add that. You gotta add that into the advertising, to the marketing.
That's a Mississippi wine glass.
Right.
That's a Mississippi wine glass. When you listen to the blues, that's what you drink your shit out of. You goddamn mason jar.
Go get Rails wine. You know what I mean? And pour you 16 ounces of it in this jar and kick back.
It's so gonna carry 16.
I'm saying,
right afterwards
for the Blues Fest this weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got
some shit. I might pull up with my Nature's in the turd jar too.
Right. Hey,
dandelion wine.
Come on through. I got some mango wine open up right now.
Okay. Well, I ain't got my normal can of Old English. I usually don't sip until after the show. I'm gonna have to. I used to. Remember, we used to do the show, Kamar, and I used to keep a cup of the. But we used to pregame a lot back in them days before we came in here and did the show. So it was nothing to see me with an adult beverage while we was doing it. But I've come and formed a new kind of perspective, and I've turned over a new leaf. I only drink malt liquor when I'm not on the air now, right? So welcome to the show. And before, right? Out of a jar, like the one Courtney got with ice cubes in it. I'm weird like that. Hey man, there's a lot to talk about tonight. For real. And it's one of those times when I think, well, the news cycle is kind of dry, but then again, it isn't. And it just so happens that the other night we came on and we were discussing the press conference that was held. And I say, I always like to kind of utilize metaphors, and I say, so Seinfeld is the show about nothing, right? Outlaw Radio is the show about everything. But that press conference was the press conference about what the fuck? What was the point of that fucking press conference?
Because I was supposed to be there. Like, I pulled up, I dropped my homeboy Andrew off there. I was supposed to be there. Would you have talked shit if you would have seen me on the screen? Like, God damn it, nigga.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely. And I'll tell you why. I wouldn't have dissed you, Courtney. But I'm gonna talk about the press conference because I'm old enough to have seen these similar press conferences many, many different times over the years with the same characters. Now, this one was just a little bit different because it was like they wanted to be a little celebratory and say, hey, well, homicides are down. And if you listen to the show we did last week, I said on the show, why do this now when the summer's not even over and we can go on a tear and be right back to fuck where we were before or even past that? And lo and behold, what has happened since then? The continuous murders but also it is young people.
Mm-hmm.
I when you start seeing 9-year-olds, when you start seeing 15-year-olds, 17-year-old found in the park, just 5-year-old shot dead, 9-year-old, 11-year-old. Y'all ain't gonna do no press conference about that? Y'all ain't got no press conference about that? Whoa. Hey, no, call everybody. Shanti, them, all them. Call them. Hey man, y'all come on, we gotta do another one. And say
And it is during Violence Week. They should.
We like to say we fucked up and we shouldn't have said nothing about homicides being down because we still in deep shit. Of course, we know you won't get that retraction, but I just think it's worth paying attention to because, like I stated then, what was the point of the press conference? And even they kept saying, well, we don't want to celebrate. This ain't okay. So why are you here? Why are you here? Right. So I wanted to talk about tonight that, but I also want to talk about these out of control ass little kids. These kids in Milwaukee. I see you, Gerald Green Gray. First of all, let me get my chat room. I love my chat room. They give me energy. So shout out to Ewalk, the great. He said, "Yo, bro, what's happening?" He's laughing because he said we're gonna turn watermelon into wine. Right. That's some Monzarelli special right there. Moonshine jar. That's what I said. That's a Mississippi wine glass. That ain't no wine glass. Right. Yes, it is. In Mississippi, it is because that's how you get moonshine. Here, you want to buy some, and it's good. I've tasted it before. He said a lot of this falls on the parents. We'll discuss that as well. We'll discuss that because I'd like to talk about the role that I'm not gonna say we as parents, because everybody on this show is a parent. So we'll talk about it from that perspective.
And I don't even think you always blame parents when you got a 9-year-old getting killed by a 42-year-old. Like, who was that grown ass motherfucking man? And all these kids getting shot by damn near adults. So
right,
grown ass people.
And it's just like I say, we can criticize the youngsters for fighting in goddamn what's the popping club downtown now? I'm so fucking old. What's popping downtown?
I don't know.
When you see the youngsters fighting in there, what you say, Courtney?
The one that used to be 618.
That's the last thing I remember was 618.
Right, I got a new name now.
Brownstone.
Club, whatever the fuck. When you see the young people fighting there, we say, look at them motherfuckers. But in Brownstone, you got a bunch of 40-year-old motherfuckers getting it in. So we'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Dion said, man, I'm in this motherfucker. Welcome to the show, Dion. He said, damn, send a motherfucker text and shit. I ain't never sent you a text, and you usually be in the chat room before I'm even on.
Bro. That ain't Dion.
That's Dion. That's his YouTube page. I know my people. I see. There you go. There you go with that brand new shit. That's why I don't bring people in. Right there. You trying to disrupt my
because I can read, bro. I'm reading.
But reading without knowing what you're reading means you can't read. Because you didn't know
that Dion got an alias.
Right. He said, I've been fucking off so hard I almost forgot. Yeah, you buying pickup trucks and going to Rib Fest and shit. Said Courtney, don't spread rumors if you don't know the truth. I shouldn't have read that one. That's my Ron Burgundy reading the teleprompter. I have no clue what he's talking about. I try to stay out of that. But yeah, these kids, man, and we got to stop saying it's the parents, because I understand that it's our job as parents to establish a home where kids can be nurtured. And Kamar made the great kind of point one time to me about positive. Was it Sean? No, it was Sean who was talking about positive reinforcement.
Thank you.
And saying, kids need a system. I don't like that whole take a village bullshit. I'm saying kids need a support system in the home, and it doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you have a lot of money. See, you can be poor as fuck and raise the shit out of some kids and give them all the love and support you can, and they'll say, man, I had a beautiful childhood. We didn't have much money, but I had everything I needed. I've heard so many piss poor people say that. It was 8 of us. We slept in the same bed. We had half a bathroom. I never met my daddy. My mama had 1 foot and 1 arm, but we had love, so we was okay. Right? So we ain't gonna keep blaming it on the parents when I see kids who are smart enough to be intricate with their planning. They know enough to get on social media and promote these events. Half of you grown people can't even work your own damn phone. Your kid can get video edited, put effects, put filters, know how to post it and go viral overnight. But you keep saying he don't know nothing. He know more than you think he does or she does. Okay. So part of it does fall on the parents, but some of this, I think we don't put enough of it on the backs of these children. Right. That's my thing. I just think we got to start establishing some credibility and some accountability issues or kind of parameters with our kids. I do it in my home, and I'm not a perfect parent. Anything could happen. But one thing that's always been apparent with me is you're going to be accountable for what the fuck you do from an early age. You 5, I didn't do it. So you ain't going to get your ass whooped because you did it. You're going to get your ass whooped because you lied about doing it. You should have just admitted you did the shit.
Right.
I probably wouldn't have whooped you. Right. And I didn't have to whoop a lot of ass. I don't want to sit up here and say I whooped ass like my mom and them did. But I just want to establish that.
Don't it fall back on the parents then once again, because you went right back to the parents' role of instilling something in that child, right? Which is consequence and punishment.
Yeah. And I'm here to tell you can do that. You hear a lot of parents say, I don't know what's wrong with my child because I've provided everything I possibly can. And I've dealt with a lot of parents working in social services who have a beautiful home, a good job, and who are trying their damnedest to get through to their child, but their child is poisoned. Iceberg Slim say poisoned. He always talked about how he became poisoned by the streets, poisoned by the life, right? But and so when you get a kid that's doing that, what they call it, reprobated mind, when them old folks say he got a reprobated mind.
Reprobated mind.
He done basically turned it over to El Satan, whatever the fuck you like to call him, and let him drive the car. Now you're asking me, how do I know? And I'm gonna tell you how I know. Because I got every moral direction and understanding of right from wrong from my parents. But at a certain point, I said, I'm going with the bullshit. And this is what I'm on. I'm gonna be with the bullshit. When y'all get done, I'll be on Atkinson. I'll see y'all later. Right. And I was making conscious decisions to do and behave and hang with a certain group of people. So if I'd have got caught, you couldn't blame it on my parents. You couldn't say, well, where the parents at? They said at the crib, probably with dinner on the stove, probably with, like waiting on him to come home. So I just want to get at the kids. We do enough with the parents, but these kids, I want to be one of the first ones to tell you, y'all need to get somewhere and sit y'all little asses down. Stop it with the bullshit. 50 of y'all in a park trying to dust something up. And just as well as we know that y'all the ones getting shot, but you still gonna take your little ass out there. It's something up with our kids. It ain't just the parents. There's something else here. So I want to talk about that. And the floor is open. If anybody want to put in, let me see. Tiarsha, how you doing, Tiarsha? Welcome to the show. She says good evening to everybody. Welcome to the show. Shout out to Vaughn Mays, man. Like I said, shout out to Vaughn because I wouldn't be out there with them kids at night in Sherman Park trying to break up no fight. I give him all the credit in the world for listen. I'm gonna call me and say, Kevin, it's a bunch of kids fighting at the park down the street. I'm gonna say thanks for telling me because that means I'm not gonna drive that way. I know now I ain't going down there. There's some bullshit down there. I'm gonna go around it. That's just the kind of fella I am. This brother will pull up and get out and be in the mix, and they in the back on this and on that, and it's bedlam.
Hold on. Before you go too far.
Okay.
Before you go too far, because and maybe I'm being just a little bit too critical, right?
You are, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm not. You ain't even heard. Well, you heard. But I saw the brother show up too, and I was having a very proud moment at that moment. But then I continued to watch what was taking place. Right, there was no real effort to intervene. It was, hey, somebody stop that. Hey, y'all, hold on. Hey, y'all stop that. Hey, y'all stop that. If you're there as someone that states that they are a violence interventionist or they deal with the community and the violence, don't go there and film it, right? And say, hey, stop. If you're going to intervene.
I think maybe okay. So it sounds like your criticism is of his methodology, not of his
What was the
execution.
method?
Well, his
There was
method
no
is
method
what he's
or
always
execution.
done is he's always had his phone out. We know this. And I
Right.
think what in his for me, and I can't speak for the brother, I'm not his agent. I'm saying I feel like what he's doing is saying, look at this. I want to shine a light on how actually out of control this is. And I did hear him saying, stop, y'all go home.
Yeah.
Stop it, cut it out. Stop. To me, that's trying to intervene. Because if you go up and grab one of these little bastards and try to pull them apart, then get your hand off my cousin on the G. Now you finna be looking down the business end of a pistol.
See, I look
so
at
what
it
else you gonna do?
though. I look at it differently because I look at it. Okay, the kids see you filming, right? They gonna show the fuck out. They want to show that they tough. They want to show that they bout that. Oh yeah, we with that shit too, right?
I'm sure it's a million other kids out there with their phones out. It was cameras out there. It was cameras out before he got there.
But how are you coming to intervene and you doing the same thing they doing?
I just don't see it that way. I just, because I can tell you one thing. Who else was there? I don't feel like you can criticize him unless you was there trying to break it up.
There.
I know. Hold on. Unless you was there trying to break it up and he was just standing there holding his phone, then that's the only way you can criticize him. I even heard him saying, like, "Hey, they got guns and shit. I'm here by myself. What do you want me to do?" Okay. Right? I heard him saying, "Y'all one of y'all grab somebody." I'm just saying. I watched the video.
I'm not criticizing. I'm critiquing, right?
Okay.
Because that's another thing I saw. You were there by yourself. Where was your team at? We're talking about something that we know about, man. This didn't just start happening last week or last month. This has been a constant for the last 3, 4, 5 years, man, where you get these groups of kids. If they start arguing, eventually somebody's going to either pull out a gun or go and get a gun. There's going to be a residual effect to that. So why are you patrolling any area if that's what you're doing by yourself?
I didn't take it as he was patrolling. I felt like he got a call and he showed up because people will call him and say, hey, it's going down over there. You a person who works with young people.
He was on the other end.
Okay. So where the 17-year-old, where the body was found? Where the 17-year-old
that was at Washington Park.
Okay, so so no park is safe. Okay, I got to figure out what park not to go to. Mario G Mo Capone, what's happening, my brother? Long time, man. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all share this show. Bring Milwaukee in here. Let them know that this is what we need to be listening to. I feel like these shows need to be put in front of more people so they can see the real from the real. Because y'all know we give support to a lot of bullshit. Come on now. Shout out to y'all though if y'all got a platform. Okay, so let me catch this. She said, I agree with you 100%, but on the flip side, you have some people that have kids and don't instill anything in them. Mm-hmm. Some try to be their friends. T.R. Arthur stated that. Yeah, that whole try to be my kid friend. And see, we discussed this. My wife and I had this discussion because we both grew up getting our ass whooped, right? And we said, I did, and my wife did as a child. Like, when I'm grown up, I'm not going to do this to my kids, right? A lot of us said that because if you grew up in my generation, I don't know nobody who grew up in my generation in my neighborhood who didn't get their ass whooped. Everybody who I knew, and some of them got their ass whooped worse than others for less, right? And so we said we were not going to treat our kids that way. But what we did is we spared the rod just a little bit too much. And because I do hear you on trying to be, see, I'm a lot of things to my son. And friend, to be honest with you, I am his friend. You ever heard the Tupac song, You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me? Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite Tupac songs. You ain't never had a friend like me. I am his friend, but I'm also his daddy. What I'm not is his buddy. There's a difference between your friend and your buddy, right? Because you and your buddy getting the bullshit together. Y'all hobnob and do all kinds of wild shit. Buddy, we're buddies. But when we friends, we keep it real with each other. We help each other. We support each other. We hold each other accountable. That's what a friend is. So I am his friend, but I'm his father as well. So when it comes time to get some straightening, it's going to come from me. And by me having a relationship with him that is friendly at times, it should help him listen to me more. He should be able to trust me more, saying, I know Pops wouldn't, he ain't going to tell me no bullshit. Now, if I'm always trying to stand on him and whoop his ass, he's gonna be like, dude, don't never even listen to what the fuck I be saying. You don't even know what I'm going through. Why should I listen to him? You have to do this. There's a method to it, right? And being a parent is not easy. So I'm not quick to jump down somebody's throat and say, you ain't no good parent. I don't know what the fuck they got going on in their life. Then we just have a sister on here talking about dealing with trauma. If mama and daddy both suffering from trauma, how am I help my kid deal with his or hers? Right? So that's an issue as well. But that kid makes decisions. These kids are making conscious. I didn't know no better. Case in point, the young dude who hit the bus, right, and got his friend pelvis toe off. He had been arrested and kicked out of school and placed under house arrest for the same thing a week prior. He comes back and does it again, and this time gets his friend damn near decapitated. Can he say, I didn't know no better? Motherfucker, you just got arrested for it. Right? And then at that point, what is mom and daddy going to say to him? Now he's a hardened criminal. I've been locked up. I'm out here. These kids, I say this again, the best solution is to go ahead and build this prison, start locking their ass up.
I agree.
I'm only 14, so get your 14-year-old ass in there and sit down. We can give you a number.
Go think about it.
Yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And incarceration is one of them. I said what I said.
My argument is, as long as, if you're going to lock them up, don't release them with the same attitude and behavior, right? Make them go through some programming, right? Try to reprogram that bullshit out of them. Because if you just put them up in, and Kamara will tell you, man, if you just throw a motherfucker up in there and kick them back out, they come out worse.
They're gonna come out worse. More than likely, they're gonna come out worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get a few that go in there and they figure it out. But you know what I mean? You got to think what's more important, the community or those individuals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
While we continue,
those individuals need to go sit down. They need to go get away for a while. The community need to take a breath from those individuals. And hopefully they get it right this time.
And I think one thing Kamar has always stated about his time was he said, all I've ever heard, and I've heard that story from him many times, but he kept saying, I made a choice. I made a decision. I was in there like, I ain't doing their program. Fuck that shit. I'm going to do my time. Right. And then they started talking to me, telling me what was going to happen. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to. Those programs are there. Right. But you got to, it's like you can't teach an empty classroom. Right. If the classroom is here, but don't nobody show up, damn, you ain't shit as a teacher. What you mean? I did my job. So, I mean, in different perspectives, let us know how y'all feel. Tiasha says Sean Moore, he also stated on his live he couldn't stop them because several of them had guns, and he let it be known that they had guns. I did hear him say that. Ewok says, hindsight is a motherfucker, Sean. That man was alone. He did what he could. Less than 2 minutes later, shots was fired. The fuck was he supposed to do?
Not
G-Mo says,
go there by
my brother. How you doing, my brother? What's up, G-Mo? Glad to hear from you, brother. Glad you're still doing well, man. Glad you're tuning in to Outlaw Radio with us. Say that again for me, Sean. I'm sorry.
He not go there by himself. You know, he could have been shot too, man. You don't walk in a situation. You don't go into a fight not knowing who your opponent is, man. You're going to get your ass whooped.
That man has been in that park working with those youth. I remember he was showing movies and cooking hot dogs and s'mores. And I mean, those kids over there know him. They know him. It's not unfamiliar turf for him. Once again, everybody can be criticized for something. I just think in this instance, when I first seen it and I put it in the People's News Network, I said, this brother puts himself at risk by, once again, you talking to a brother like me who I will lock my doors when I see y'all little badasses coming up the street. I know y'all on some bullshit. You can't tell me they ain't. How do I know? Because I've been them. And I was on some bullshit when I was doing that. If you'd have seen me and 5 of my guys walking up the street, maybe we at that moment wasn't doing shit, but I guarantee you either we was coming from doing some shit or on our way to do some shit. We was on some bullshit. So I call it for what it is. Now, what I'm talking about now, since we want to stay solution-based, is to set an example. We got to start locking their asses up. because we can't whoop their ass no more because kids call the police on their parents. County come take them. You get a ticket. Your whole career will be fucked if you smack your kid. Now, my mama used to come to the school and ask the principal, "Can I borrow your office?" and beat the shit out of my brother. He would be in Tequila right now for that shit, right? And on top of that, leave me in the car with the car running and the windows up while she went in there and whooped his ass. I couldn't have been no more than 5 or 6. Then nobody said a damn thing, but that's a good mama right there. She told the little one, "Don't you move and don't you touch this goddamn car." And then she went in there and whooped his ass. Everybody got treated. Then we all came home and ate dinner together, right? So they can't parent the way they used to. We didn't be that old school. Back in the day, we had a whole village. Yeah. We had motherfuckers who used to slang that iron. You didn't want your ass whooped by your mama. Would you say big mama for a reason? Go out there and give me a switch. Now, I never got the switch treatment. But how many of y'all had to go pick your own switch? That's psychological as fuck.
I did.
Yeah.
And if you come in with a little one, it's like
then they go pick one.
Right.
And that's what you don't want.
Yeah, my auntie used to leave.
Better go out there and pick your motherfucking ass a good one.
Yeah.
And
for you to beat my ass with.
They get the ones that bend and don't break.
Yeah.
Listen, we got beat like civil rights workers growing up, man. What the fuck you talking about? I don't like, you know what I'm saying? So a whooping is only going to take you so far, because once a kid, especially for a boy, when he get a certain age, that ass whooping don't hurt like that no more. It don't hurt like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point I was bigger than my mother. She was rough and tough. And I knew she was sneaky enough to just wait till I was asleep and surprise me with some shit. But as far as her getting a belt when I was 14 and I'm 6 foot, 260 pounds, she be hitting me with that belt. I'd be looking at her laughing like, "Mama, on the real, you just got to put me on punishment or something. Because this shit ain't going to get it." Right. Yeah. So beating is, I made the comparison to the only way you can teach a nigga something is to whoop his or her ass. That is how slave masters treated their slaves, right? When you was a slave, what happened when you fucked up? Got your ass whooped. He ain't explain it. He didn't teach you nothing. He whooped your ass. And our parents brought that same, our great grandparents and our grandparents brought that home with them. Well, this is how masters taught me, so this is how I'm gonna teach you. That's why that ass whooping shit need to be gone. What we need to be learning now is about how to actually build a foundation, a healthy foundation and environment for a kid. I don't care how much weed you smoke. You ain't got no business with your 3-year-old sitting in your lap while you blowing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much you talk to your kids, certain shit they should not see. They should not see it. So, that's just my perspective. And we all got different perspectives on parenthood. But I just think we need to start locking some of these little habitual line steppers up. I like Kamar's statement that why all the rest of us got to suffer because your ass is missing something. You won't fuck my day up because your life bad. Right? No, lock his ass up. And if he don't straighten up, keep him locked up. Fuck it, I said it.
Yeah. Can I make a correction? Because I'm not criticizing, I'm critiquing. I don't want to see that brother hurt. You know what I mean? I don't. And he just gotta go back to the drawing board, because if you're gonna be out there doing that, you gotta prepare for the unpreparable.
I just feel like we always talk about we want somebody who about action. If that man gets a call, he shows up. And that's what I feel like he was doing. Somebody must have called him, or he must have been in the area and he said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like you said, he was on the other end. That's what he said. I was on the other end of the park. Yeah. So, I feel like people criticize him more than they criticized our mayor and our common council for signing this off on this goddamn preposterous ass tax package. We at him. We should be at them. Right? I get what you're saying about the violence, but he has a life. I don't think he's posted up with his squad all day like the Avengers. Like, I don't think they just waiting on somebody to call.
You saying we at him? Who at him?
People are criticizing. People were saying on his live, like, you ain't doing that. He was saying on the live, goofy ass motherfucker, they got guns and shit. What you talking about? What you want me to do? So if you watch the live, he said that.
He did. He did. And I ain't trying to be hurtful or nothing, man, but he opened the door for that criticism when you go there filming shit. You know what I mean? If you're about to action,
I hear what you're saying.
Action. If you a videographer, you a videographer. But you can't be a videographer and an interventionist at the same time. You can't.
I don't know. I support anybody trying to do something, and I wouldn't want anything to be haterish. And sometimes we can say things that reek of haterism.
That's talking about Von May.
Yeah. Sometimes haterism.
Let's ask Courtney.
Okay.
Her opinion, since
she back, right?
Back. I was on the phone. My bad.
She's probably scheduling another interview with somebody else or something, right?
No, you sparked something in my mind because my homeboy, I said I dropped somebody off at the press conference. So after you spoke on it, I texted him. I was like, all right, since you was at the press conference, now that all these killings have happened, do you feel a type of way for being a part of that shit? And folks had to speak his mind on it. Like, hell yeah, man, I never would have did that bullshit, man. So, I just was on the phone talking about that.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him for realizing that you can't get that time back. Every time I do something stupid or I watch something that's horrible, I say, damn, I can't even get that time back. I just wasted that shit. I can never go back and take it back. Let me catch my chat room. Aaron Brown, A-Blast, Mr. Chicago win. He said, don't come in with a little switch. That's absolutely. See, once again, I saw other people get the switch treatment. My mother had specialized equipment for ass whooping. So she had belts and stuff like that. So it was never about a switch. Normally she'd just say, go get one of them belts off that nail in the hallway and don't come back with the slim one. Come back with the big, thick, wide 1975 joint for her to whoop your ass with. But I did see people try to come in with the little switch and they'd be like, oh, you trying to be funny? Go out there and get a branch and beat your ass with it. He said Mrs. Barnes bust in and say, surprise, motherfucker. Yeah. And she wasn't gonna, she was gonna be real strategic had I got slick with her. Like, oh, that's how you feel. As a matter of fact, that's how she put me out the house. I got smart with her and thought it was sweet and left. Well, when I came back, I couldn't get in. So it was like, damn, I know my key worked. She opened the door, like, okay, go get your shit. You grown. Time for you to go. Fuck up out of here. And that was that. It was real smooth transition. You was in, now you out.
So what I'm supposed to be giving my opinion on, Kev, dealing with Von Mays.
Well, he said he's not criticizing, he's critiquing because he was, number one, he was saying that, okay, why the need for you to have your phone out? And then he was saying he shouldn't have went by himself. Right, that kind of thing. So he wanted to see how you felt about it because I said I supported what he did and just felt like he showed like he's brave. He'll jump out there and put himself at risk. You won't see my big ass out there.
Okay, so what? He was at Sherman Park when the kids were fighting, or he broke up a fight, or he just
it was going down.
Can I share
it was going down. They was lit, as they say. They was fighting. They was doing what they do at Sherman. It was horrendous. It was just, and it was girls too, by the way, young ladies. So,
and
that says a lot
too. He walked up. He had his camera, right, and he was showing that they was fighting while he was trying to supervise the breakup. Okay. KB said that he was intervening. I said that he wasn't intervening. He was there filming.
I agree, Sean, because I feel like how the fuck can you break some shit up while you also holding your phone like this? I can't
It's
be holding my phone on air, but like, hey, stop, hey, wait.
And that's what he was doing.
Yeah, because then you kind of not even really looking because you're looking at the phone. Yeah,
come on, man.
He was filming. That nigga was there filming a little bit. Maybe a little acting going on. Hey, stop. No, don't do it. Hey, get off. What's up with that?
If I'm not there, I can't critique him. Because I can say all this shit, but I was comfy and cozy at the crib chilling. Feet up with a jar or something like Courtney got right now. One needs to look at it and said, them kids need to be ashamed of their goddamn self. I got to go to work in the morning. Let me go to bed. That's why I can't critique them. And nobody else. I critique the press conference dude because it was just a bullshit waste of time. Right? Like I didn't even, it was just a waste of time. I don't think what he did was a waste of time. I think he moved how he always does. And he's always there with those kids, working with those kids. And, I wouldn't talk bad,
I would like to see him use some of that footage in training sessions, right? what not to do, right? How do we take this footage and build from this footage, right? Because these mistakes were made, or this could have been done, right? If you're gonna be there filming, like I said, you should have some other people there, because then you can show how you intervene. This is how you deflect this shit. This type, you know what I mean? So
I think maybe you and him should collab. Maybe you should share some of your ideas with him. And y'all should collab.
I tried that. They told me, man, that's bullshit. Don't nobody do that. That ain't how you organize. That ain't how you break up. Okay. Well, y'all doing a wonderful job right now.
I guess that explains your critiquing of him. When criticism get to critiquing.
And some niggas be assholes, even though they community leaders and doing shit like that. Like, I knew him before he was a community leader. And it's like, not to say people change, but that asshole shit still in that nigga. He's an asshole ass person. But I mean, he doing community work. So it's like, yeah, you helping the kid, and I'm proud of that. Like, yes, keep doing you. But nigga, I know that asshole still in there, and that's the response some motherfuckers gonna get sometimes when trying to collab with them.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know you knew him.
Oh yeah, I definitely knew him in my early 20s. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Tiasha said I had to go get my own switch, and I had a cord whooping. Yeah, I got the extension cord before too. She said I got a total of 3 whoopings, and they did wonders. Stop sounding like you are a clear person. Keep your piling timeout looking ass. I did 3 in a day sometimes when I was little. Shit, come on, man. Listen.
In a day.
Listen, man. Come on, man. My mother be tired. My daddy comes, she be like, I done beat this boy ass 3. You need to talk to him. And Pops just be shaking his head like, boy, your little ass, something wrong with you. You like her hitting on you? I just be looking like, nigga, after the first one, I'm numb to it now. Ain't no, because she gonna say, get your ass back outside. So I'm gonna go back outside and forget about the shit. I'm back on my bike, nigga. Yeah, I broke it. I'm gonna break some more shit for the night over.
Oh
you know God. That. That's that little brother shit, man. People always tell me, yeah, I know you was a little brother. I was. Man. I was horrible. She said,
whoa.
Sean Moore, huh? What'd you say?
I had to perk up after reading that.
Oh, okay. Says Sean Moore noticed when he records, he doesn't show the people. He didn't show.
He wasn't even showing the violence. He was just.
He was. I shouldn't even. You know what? Because this ain't that. This ain't that. We not gonna go. You know what? We ain't. No.
Like, I gotta go see the video now.
You the one did it. You brought it up, bro.
I was trying to give the brother some props, man. I didn't know you was gonna take off left field. And I sure didn't know Courtney was gonna throw lighter fluid on it. So
I be knowing the real them. They be man. They don't be they are just like Frank Nitty. You know what I'm saying? They all be faking and got us mistaken. All of that.
Right. Y'all let us know, man. It ain't just about what we say. We got a chat room. We got a phone number. How y'all feel about that footage? I'd like to know. Kamar, what you think about it, man? Because you might.
I didn't see the video. I didn't even see the video.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the stuff that he do, like, when people call him and he go out there and film like a shooting or something or whatever it was that happened, he go do that. You know what I mean? I don't know what he do after that, but I get it. Just that part. But I didn't see that video, so I really can't comment on that. I do feel like if you're going to help, it ain't no time to be holding no camera up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
I don't see no video.
I feel like if you're going to help, you know what I mean, you go help. It ain't about getting no accolades, but then that's part of his job too, though. At the same time,
okay.
People want to see what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Send him money.
Yeah. He definitely has a following. Dion said, "Violence is human nature. It is. It is. Yeah. We know. We didn't have how many wars? I mean, shit, they fighting right now." Right, it is. People tend to fuck each other up. Historically, people have always kind of invested in. I mean, what are our favorite sports? Boxing, football, hockey, UFC, MMA, wrestling.
It used to be over land and resources, not over clout and stupid shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was about two tribes or cultures infringing on each other because of land or resources, not because I gotta see this motherfucker because they was talking crazy on the book shit. Like, Man, real shit. I had a grown ass dude the other day on my status, mad as hell about a status that didn't even have shit to do with him. And we kind of talked it out. And I'm me, regardless. I don't get mad like that. Well, I ain't gonna let nobody get me mad like that. I'll ignore you first. But it let me know if motherfuckers that's going on 50 still have problems controlling like their emotions and shit.
Yes.
How much more so is these young motherfuckers that got all this junk food in them, candy in them, drugs in them and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Crack.
I just kind of stay out the way and let them cancel each other out. My 18-year-old is in Arizona. My 19-year-old is in college. So shit. The rest of my kids at home with me. You said what?
Hold on, Dion. You gotta stop whistling.
Little people. I just don't even imagine.
Motherfucker, answer the phone. He whistling and shit. What kind of shit is this? Let me catch my chat room, y'all. Hold on, Dion. Let me catch my chat room. Ewok says it was at least 30 fucking kids wilding out. What part couldn't stop that shit, don't y'all get? Tiarsha said in regards to Courtney, she said laughing my butt off at Courtney. Stop. Hey, don't do that.
Okay, and even if he couldn't stop it, don't be going out to record and act like you trying, because we know that you can't if it's that many kids and they be fighting and be wild, got weapons. So don't be out there, hey, y'all stop.
I mean,
recording just so motherfuckers can see it. If you gonna record it, just record the shit then. Don't act like you trying to intervene and you not, just record it.
Oh wow. I feel
I'm on Courtney's side with this.
I feel a lot of heat coming from the end of that couch. Let me see. Samantha Collier. How you doing, my sister? Samantha, Team Teal 365, the Call to Action podcast. Shout out to that sister. She's out here working with people in the community, doing the work, as they say. Tiarsha said, I definitely give Vaughn Mays big props, but he always had stated he won't show the people. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Dion says, bro ain't Superman. He can't stop bullets. And if he would have been hurt last night, we would have been saying rest in peace. And he was a good brother. Yeah, man. He say no.
Or if he had to turn it up and hurt one of them, we would have been marching and shit, talking about he didn't have to hurt a kid.
Right.
See, Dion is with me. He said, I see motherfuckers get into it and I move around. I don't got time for bullshit.
That's what he should have did. He went just to record. We don't expect him to be then stopped all that bullshit. But the thing is, you pulled up just to record it. You didn't pull up to try and stop it. So don't be acting like you came to intervene. Just, nigga, I came to record. Y'all wild.
Yeah, I mean, somebody got to do it because Kev ain't doing it. That's why I always say, I don't believe everybody is people king and queen and queen and king. No, some of y'all just workers. When I pull up to McDonald's, I need my fries hot. I need my Big Mac made fresh, right? So there's some people that should be working in McDonald's so I can get my food. I don't, criticize. I don't say everybody should do everything. Some people just do what they do. So let me now Vaughn is in the chat room. This is very, very interesting. He says, so niggas on here being weird and haters, huh? I knew it wasn't gonna take long for him to tap in. I knew it wasn't.
How is anyone being a hater by saying if you aren't able to stop the violence at a certain scene, you know what I'm saying, and you just pulled up to record it? Well, like I said, I didn't see the video. I tried to find the video. I didn't find the video, and it seemed like the argument is that a motherfucker pulled up but was acting like they was trying to stop it, but really was just there to record. I don't know, but we know one person can't stop a whole bunch of kids from being wild. So if you just pull up to record, shit, just record.
He said he finna show y'all assholes, and he calling in. I love Outlaw Radio. This is the shit.
Last week. Was that last week?
I love Outlaw Radio, man. This is the shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, people want to, as Sean said, critique. So the man will call in and he'll tell you what he was doing and what his purpose was for there.
Yeah, open the lines up.
The line is open. The line is open.
Like 2, so
huh?
So I know you only got like 2 of them. So
see, there you go with that bullshit. I just had like 5 people on the line the other night. He welcome to call in. 262-202-5131. This man, like I said, he said, nah, keep that same energy. These motherfuckers talking about they know me. There we go.
Oh, Yeah.
Hot shit. Let's go. Let's go. It's Outlaw Radio, man. Hey, you know, it's stop laughing, Kamar. Stop laughing. Like, Kamar, like, Kev, you ain't shit.
Because they know somebody here. When you was living in Alabama and I was living in Atlanta, just like you know.
Hold on. I think this is my brother right here. My brother Vaughn Mays. How you doing this evening? Hello? Did I get him?
Yo.
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
What up? The asshole's on the line.
Hey, there you go. What's happening, man? There you go.
Peace.
Listen, man. Niggas just don't want motherfuckers to be great, I see. So I see I'm going to have to keep checking temperatures. Okay. Because why are motherfuckers discussing my name, talking about they know me and all this other weird ass shit? Motherfuckers don't know me. Motherfuckers went to school with me and I was in the streets back then. So what I'm doing now is definitely a difference. Okay. But I was never an asshole. I was always smooth. I treated everybody decent. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And regardless, first of all, excuse me, motherfuckers had a chance to talk. And I'm tired. Sean, you definitely know I'm tired of you niggas. I done gave you too many chances with all this shit talking.
Hold on, Sean.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. Fuck you think you're talking to?
Sean, let him talk. Let him
talk. Don't talk on the radio. Don't talk on the radio, bro. I done checked you too many times, bro.
You ain't never checked me, nigga.
You too many times, and you still got my name in your mouth.
Hey, man. I'm gonna let him talk.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. See, you dealing with two people who want to be somebody, and they mad because they not and I am. That got to be what it is, because it can't be nothing else.
Okay.
So every time you talk about my name, bro, you old, my nigga. You had your turn. You ain't nobody. Nobody know you. You ain't do shit. I'm being great. Go do something else with your life. Don't do something else, bro. Apparently you can't do this. Okay. I'm doing it. I'm the nigga out here. So you go find something else to talk about and something safe to play with, bro, because I'm tired of talking to you. And Queen, I'm trying to be nice to you. I've always been nice to you. You done reached out to me plenty of times for help. Plenty of times trying to do this, trying to do that.
No, I haven't.
Motherfuckers got my name in their mouth on this fucking show. While I'm out here dealing with these motherfucking kids dodging bullets and shit. Y'all in there safe talking on a fucking radio. Quit playing with me.
Okay.
But that's what the radio is, though. People in their
opinions.
And people are entitled to their opinions. Now, I've never reached out to you for anything.
I don't care what your opinion is, because the thing about opinions, let me tell you about opinions. Everybody got one. Everybody got a fucking opinion. But it's easy to have easy to have an opinion behind a computer. It's easy to have an opinion when you doing it's easy when you do that shit. You ain't out here doing shit. You ain't out here putting your life at risk. What the fuck you talking about?
I'm still entitled to an opinion. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, what I'm doing, what he's doing. A person can still have an opinion. You can
because
be mad
I'm the one out here putting my life at risk.
And if a motherfucker want to say what they want to say,
There's 1,000 motherfuckers running around with guns, and you talking about all I'm doing is recording. So you want me to get shot? Were you not paying attention? Well,
clearly you didn't see where I started at, where I said he couldn't break all that up if it was just him by himself. Clearly, you didn't come in at the right time.
What else did you say, though?
But then also
just hanging there. I'm only here recording. Do you know why I record? Do you even know why I record in them situations?
Excuse me, if you heard anything I said I didn't see the video. I asked him what
he was talking about. It's obvious that he didn't hear the whole conversation. It's obvious that he didn't hear the whole conversation, because he would have heard that a motherfucker said that he wasn't criticizing him, that he was critiquing him. But that's neither here nor there. Is it my time to speak?
Let me say this, and it started out with me saying, I give you credit because I wouldn't be out there. That's the first thing I said was
a lot of people wouldn't.
Right.
A lot of people wouldn't, including the two motherfuckers that's sitting there with you.
Hold on.
But that nigga been high for years.
You don't know what
you been out for years. Where the fuck you been?
You can be all day to change our opinion. We can still have the same opinion. So you can be mad, you can be upset. But this is what we think and how we feel. Oh, fucking well.
I'm tired of playing with you niggas.
Can I speak?
Y'all, instead of supporting or bringing your ass out here, you get on radios, get on live, and you talk shit about what a motherfucker doing. But y'all ain't doing nothing.
First and foremost, brother,
sick of that shit.
You the only motherfucker out here filming what the fuck you do.
Sean,
like you
I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not gonna tell you this no more.
Let me finish, nigga.
I'm not gonna tell you this no more, Sean. Find somebody else to play with, Sean.
Sean,
Find somebody else to play with, Sean.
Listen. We can't talk. I don't want to. Nobody's being heard. So my brother, first of all, I don't want you to get upset. Okay, you don't need to waste your energy on this. If you're in the community and you're doing the work, continue to do the work. You know people gonna talk. You know
I can't because it's niggas like this. I can't because I always got to deal with a nigga like this somewhere with an opinion, a negative opinion. Ain't helping shit, ain't doing shit. But they got my name in their mouth, which hurts me.
I don't know what niggas got LeBron name in their mouth every day. That's affecting LeBron.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got another caller.
Hold on, man.
Give me Sean. Give me a second. I got another caller. I got another caller. Let me.
I think first we got to remember on podcasts. That's what podcasts do.
Okay, Kamar, give me a second. A caller, are you with us?
All right, this is Miss Mullins. What it do, Cam?
What up, Alicia? How you doing tonight?
I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, I had to blast out. Can't make up. That man got an opinion. Everybody got an opinion, but you can't make none of this up. And everybody on here, community leaders, I got y'all that.
Okay.
No, fuck they not.
And we can't save everybody.
They not community leaders.
Save everybody.
Fuck. That's the difference. They not community leaders.
You're not a community leader.
You're not a community leader. Hold
on, Sean. We can't yell over each other. Okay. We got to remember, this is not Clubhouse. Hold on. This ain't Clubhouse. Right. We got to have one mic. And I know everybody got something to say. But once again, I win this bet because I said in the beginning of the show, we were going to talk about some stuff that everybody's going to have an opinion about. So I win this bet again. But so I want to be able to give everybody a chance to say their piece and to move forward because I don't want to wallow in negativity. Right now, Alicia, you just called in. I want you to be able to say what you're going to say. We'll give Sean a chance. We'll give Courtney a chance, and I'll give my brother Vaughn a chance. So go ahead, Alicia.
I have worked in this community, born and raised in Milwaukee. Everybody got something to say because it's so systemized. And once it's not systemized and everybody start coming together and start being so selfish, the opinions will change.
Okay.
So it ain't all about what somebody's not doing. It's about who's willing to show up to do it.
Okay. So let the people who do the work do the work. If that's what I'm hearing you say. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Now, Sean, you wanted to respond, so I want you to be able to respond without screaming on the mic. Ewok said, "Damn, Kim, I know."
Hey, Sean.
Hey,
so, Sean, you have a chance to respond, and then then the brother will be able to respond. But we can't do it when we're yelling over each other. It's just counterproductive.
Oh, look at your life coach skills.
Right, okay. You know, I do what I do. Go ahead, Sean.
And you know it. That's why you on the radio.
First and foremost, don't nobody know what I do. You know what I mean? Because I don't film what the fuck I do. Right?
Okay.
I don't do the shit I do for likes. I ain't never did the shit for likes. Second, ain't no motherfucker gonna do nothing to Sean Moe. Nobody. So all that tough shit, I can be found on 24th and Capitol anytime a motherfucker want to come have a conversation. So all that's put to the side. Third, brother, you forget when you was just a cameraman. I'm the motherfucker that came and got you from your PO office and you said, yeah, this the type of power I'm after. Remember, nigga, I know you from when you wasn't nobody. So all that shit you talking, that don't mean nothing to me, man. I'm gonna keep on speaking on it. I'm 56 motherfucking years old, been in this bitch all my motherfucking life, right? I didn't play with the pistol, and I didn't play without the pistol. I didn't walk down the block with the motherfucker and without it. And I don't run in crowds. I do the work I do by my motherfucking self, and I don't do it for accolades. All that bullshit you talking, boss, all that tough shit, talking about you didn't check me and did all that. Ain't no motherfucker walking in Milwaukee ever did nothing to me, nigga, and still walking. Now, I'm gonna leave.
Somebody got to turn the show down. Turn the show down. Turn the show down. Hold on, Sean. You got to turn the show down in the background. Okay, now Courtney, you wanted to rebuttal, and then I want to get a brother a chance to respond, and then we're gonna move on. Go ahead, Courtney.
I know there were some things said that I've reached out numerous times, so just check my inbox. I've never reached out for anything. The only person that's assisted me is Andron Lane. Second off, we did not go to school together. I do not know you from school. Not sure what school you went to. Third off, a good portion of us are community leaders, and we all work in the community in our own different way. And you can still be an asshole or a bitch or a weak ass nigga while being a community leader. I do all the shit I do, going to detention centers, working with youth, and somebody can still be like, man, she a weak ass bitch. That's their opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. So it's this whole, man, motherfuckers talking about me. That's what happens. People talk about you. It might be some good shit. It might be some bad shit. It might be some shit from the past where you was an asshole. My personal feeling may be that I remember the times you were an asshole, and that's the nigga I know. I'm entitled to say that because that's the person I know and I met. I don't know the new Vaughn. I don't know the changed person. So I know my experiences about it. But
my brother Vaughn.
Let her talk.
I thought she was done. Kamar, my bad. Go ahead, Courtney. Kamar said, God damn it, Kevin. Okay. Go ahead.
Everybody else get to run their spiel.
So my thing, and once again, even with you doing
my bad.
Like I said, I don't know what happened at the park. They asked my opinion just based off the information that they told me. I didn't see the video. I don't know if you was breaking the kids up. I don't know if you were just recording. So I said what I said based on what they told me. I don't know what the fuck happened. So yeah.
Are you done? I don't want Kamar to come whooping my ass up. Right? You don't want to get the bald head brother mad.
Let everybody finish.
The Sam Jackson comes out of him. Let it talk, motherfucker. Vaughn, put some paint where it ain't, man. What you got to say?
Man, listen. That's the goofy shit I'm talking about. If you ain't seen the video, you don't know what happened. Why have an opinion on it from what somebody else told you? That is my turn to talk.
No,
it's my fucking turn to talk. It's my turn to talk. Anyway, that's the goofy shit I'm talking about. A motherfucker gonna hear what another motherfucker tell him and then have an opinion from that. Then go look.
Nigga, they asked my opinion based on what they said, and I went to that
anyway.
There is no
Courtney, hold on.
No, because this nigga talking about unnecessary
goofy shit like I fucking said. Anyway.
Like I said,
additional to that, like I said, whether we went to the same high school or I knew you in high school, motherfucker, you knew me during high school years. I was a high schooler when you knew me. So whether we went to the same school or not, you don't know me. I don't know fuck what your opinion is. You don't know me.
Okay.
So let's get that out the way.
I can speak. I don't know LeBron either, nigga. I don't know LeBron either, and I got an opinion.
Courtney, hold on.
Anyway,
because he sounds stupid as
like
fuck.
I said, goofy shit.
Can I say something on this part right here? Because what I got to say,
motherfuckers, don't.
What I got to say is pertinent to this part right here.
Okay. Go ahead, come on.
Here's the thing we have to remember too. You know what I mean? On podcasts, radio shows, whatever it is, you know what I mean? That's what people do. You know what I mean? We talk about situations and everybody gives their opinion.
Bro.
But listen what I'm saying. But this is just what it is. You know what I mean? This is what podcasts do. They talk about, you know what I mean? They talk about situations and give their opinions. I said myself, I didn't know what happened, so I couldn't speak on it. You know what I mean? But my thing is, you know what I mean? But that is what people do on podcasts. We can't get upset. Like whatever I do in the community, somebody may take total offense to. You know what I'm saying? And they may have all kind of ideas that they want to say about me. Look, what somebody else think about me ain't even my business. That's their problem. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But see, this where the problem come in for me. Because I share space with both of them. I've seen Courtney in many spaces. Motherfucker ain't got nothing but smiles and good shit to say. But they get on the radio.
To you anywhere, nigga.
These shows.
Never.
Bro, we were
just where? Where the fuck were we just at?
We were just plenty places. You spoke at
the
same places. And I spoke at, nigga.
Stop fucking lying. That's the issue with you. You're a liar. I've never spoken to you. Never.
Now I'm a liar. First I was an asshole. Now I'm a liar.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's why you an asshole. You an asshole.
You finish for done. Because I'll go pull the shit up.
I'll go
pull the shit up. But regardless. Anyway, dude, shut up. I'm talking. You got to speak. I didn't say shit when you was talking.
Fuck what you gotta say. That's how I feel. Anyway, fuck what you gotta say.
Anyway,
shout out to
like I said, goofy shit.
And that's point blank period, nigga. The topic, like the fucking goofy.
You're a goofy. You want to be somebody and you can't. You're not. So you get on the radio and talk, because that's the only time a motherfucker gonna listen to you. Nobody knows who the fuck neither one of you niggas is. Neither one of you. You want
whoa, hold on.
I got got invited to the same
Hold
press
on.
conference.
You know who Sean is. You know who Sean is.
Milwaukee shit get to your head.
Hold on, man. Hold on. So
Anyway.
why am I being disrespected here, brother?
He talking to Sean and Courtney.
Well, he said ain't none of neither one of you niggas.
He's talking to Sean and Courtney. He's talking
I
to Sean.
clearly said either you or Sean.
Right. He's talking to Sean and Courtney. Shout out to Big Mike Kimmett. He said, let him speak. Look, I got Mama Jenkins in the chat room. Let me woosah. Vaughn, are you out in the field right now?
Yeah, I'm here with the kids now.
Okay, so I don't want
while these motherfuckers talking.
I want you to be able to continue
your
work.
You with some kids,
and
but you
not waste time taking away from them for this. But let me
I'm gonna do it anyway. Listen, bro. Listen, hold on. I'm gonna do this shit anyway, regardless of if motherfuckers talk, if they support, if they don't. You should know this. And either one, I'm gonna see one of y'all. We can have a conversation in person. Tell me I'm an asshole. Like, do that.
Like why? And then what?
Energy.
And then what? And then what's going to come from that? What is going to come from that?
I told you, I'm not gonna say it no more.
I am that energy.
But I don't even make sense. Say it in person. Then what?
I am that energy.
Y'all let me read Mama Jenkins' comment. She says, good evening, my Outlaw family. The question that needs to be asked is where all these people who are getting a check and trained to interview KB's little badass bastards are out of order with guns, and these untrained leaders don't know what to do or have a solution for the issues. As far as Vaughn, yes, he's always there, but what happened after the killings? Is there any help to help him with this fight? There's enough work to do on every corner in this city.
It never is.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of niggas talking.
Okay. Mama Jenkins said the show is fire. Thank you, Mama Jenkins. I didn't mean for it to turn out this way. Ernest Walker, he says, true, Kamar, if someone says you make your drinks in the bathroom and you know you don't, oh well.
Right. Oh well, shit. What they got to say about me ain't none of my business.
See, Mars says toilets do water.
hey, the people that really rock with me gonna rock with me anyway, you know?
Right. Mike Kimmett, shout out to Big Mike. Mike, you know we gonna chop it up. He says we have to be careful how we speak. If you called him an asshole, that comment is unnecessary.
But you didn't know the context I said it in and what I was talking about. So just to hop on late and be like, well, you just...
It ain't no context. You don't know me to call me an asshole. I've never been an asshole to you. So why would you say that?
What do you mean? Just because you don't remember...
What was the point of even saying that in a conversation that has to do with something that's going on in our community?
Anyway, like I said, my personal experience with you can be my personal experience. If I feel you're an asshole,
you like an asshole. I ain't been shit but good to you. What are you talking about?
You said what?
Listen, I want to.
That's the shit I'm talking about, and the motherfucker will know that, and then get on places like this and say that dumb shit.
What did you just say? Ain't nobody saying what he said, but like I said, if my personal experience was an asshole with you, I can say that. That was my experience. I can speak on that. And like I said,
where does this come from? What experience did you have with me that I was an asshole to you?
Excuse me. I also said it was in my early 20s when I said you were an asshole. I said I don't know who you are today or how you are today. So if you would have heard it for yourself, you would have heard me say in my early 20s. I'm 35 now. So
it don't matter where you said it because I ain't never been an asshole to you. That's the point.
That's my experience. If I want to say you're an asshole, I can. If I want to say I talked to Kev and he was an asshole, that's my experience. I can.
Right. I think the point is if you do say that, then his brother has the right to call in and say what he says. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has the right to say whatever the fuck they want to say. I don't.
Right, motherfuckers think they can just say whatever with no consequences. No, we checking temperatures, man. What is this? Why are motherfuckers on the radio talking negative about me in any aspect when I'm the only motherfucker out here doing work like this? Y'all, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of this shit.
You can still be an asshole while doing that work, though. That doesn't stop you from being an asshole.
Not doing shit but talking while motherfuckers out here risking their lives. That shit bogus. How is this helping the community?
How is you talking helping the community right now?
How is you calling me an asshole helping the community, nigga?
How's this argument helping the community? Like you sounding stupid as fuck right now.
You started the argument.
Nigga, you called in to argue. You called in to argue. You called in to argue. We were podcasting. We were giving our opinions. Like we do.
You got some trauma, queen. I don't know what it is. Whatever I said to you.
That's trauma because I said I recall you being an asshole. My past experience equates to me having trauma now. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about you now. If I cared and was angry now, that'd
You
be different.
talking about me
But
now? You didn't talk about me in your 20s?
Nigga, you're on the podcast. You were the topic. What the fuck are you talking about? That's why you're being talked about. You're the topic. It ain't like I just brought you up just because they
talking about you. Man.
Hey man,
you and Sean and some goofies, bro.
Hey, keep working, man.
Dead.
Keep working, man. Keep
he's
working.
That called in to argue. Why he's supposed to be working with some kids?
And I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said, I ain't going. When they fighting and they 50 deep, I ain't going. I'm too old for that shit, man. I'm chilling. So anybody who gonna do it, I'm gonna say more power to you, man.
Right.
And that's what started the conversation. So I don't want nobody to try to start a fire and say, oh, they were. Yeah. It was the conversation started because I was saying, hey, you braver than me. Because if I see 5 of them fighting, I'm leaving unless my 2 kids is involved. And for real, because I don't have time, and the work that I do with people is different. I did my time, breaking up fights and shit, and being out here trying to keep. What I do with them is totally different now. But everybody got their lane in this revolution, and if people really understand that, you let everybody work their lane. I ain't got nothing to say over there. We call them swim lanes at work. I'm swimming in this lane, you swim in yours. But once again, when you say it's a talk show, motherfucker, I be talking about something. So a lot of shit is said on the radio, especially on this show, where people can call and say, fuck you. Because I still think Ernest Walker got the comment of the night when he said somebody said Kamara making shit in the toilet or in the bathroom. That shit was funny. That shit was funny. I'm going to be on that, Kamara. I'm going to call you like, let me get some of that toilet water, man.
Listen, bro. And listen, let me say this to you. I didn't mean to call into your show and disrespect you. This shit just make me hot. It makes me hot that I have to keep addressing shit like this when it's real shit going on out here. It ain't a motherfucker lifting a finger to help. That shit bothers me, man, at this point.
It's all good.
Either shut up or do the fucking work. Do something.
It's all good.
If you gonna talk, do something.
I just try to create a space where everybody can be heard, and that's why I stress not talking over each other and allowing each other to speak.
Bless you for that, brother, because some people need it. Some people need to be heard. They want to be heard, and they got nothing else going. Bless you.
Yes, man. Yes. Let's move on, man. Man, God bless you, man. Keep working, man. The city needed. The city needed. That's all. The city needed. Whew. Dion, you still here, or did he have to hop off?
Yeah, man. I'm listening, I'm listening to this, man. It's funky, man. For real, man. I ain't gonna, man. I'm gonna have to lie, man. I'm gonna have to pop my collar to this one right here, man. I'm like, man, shit. But you know what, though? I see why motherfuckers really just stay in their own lane. They don't be wanting to help the community, though. Because, if you're trying to do something and somebody doing something else on the other end, trying to dim your light, and then, people don't be knowing what be going on. And then motherfuckers will take one side and the other. But like you said, though, with the swim lane thing, everybody trying to do the work. You mind your business, I mind mine.
Right.
Mind theirs, and we all stay square. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't never see nothing negative from the brother, but he just be out here trying to help the community. He better than me. What I originally called for is because a lot of times, like Kev, I live in Milwaukee.
Okay.
But shit with me different though. I'm popping this. I'm doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I'm far removed away from the bullshit, but a lot of times, and I hate to feel like that because maybe one day it might knock on my front door, but a lot of times I don't be giving a fuck about this shit that be going on out here. I'm just gonna keep it real, honest, because every time I see some bullshit that go on, I be like, well, damn, I get off work at 10 o'clock. If a motherfucker had a job and was somewhere positive, maybe they would have ducked that bullet. But you don't know when your time is, because when you was born into this world, you was given a time to be born and you was given a time to die. So that day that person died, that was already ordained for them. You understand what I'm saying? It's just sad that the violence is perpetuated in the community, and everybody be like, well, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? And just like I texted, like violence is a part of human nature. Okay. Everywhere you see it is violence. You understand? When we going over there to them other countries, we ain't going over there with no peace sign. We dropping bombs. When your mama disciplined you, she didn't come say hug you, son, and embrace you. She popped you on that ass.
That's right.
When you was in school and somebody was, you know what I'm saying, So violence has been perpetuated from us since we broke the shackles, though. You understand what I'm saying? And so the only thing people because we be in such a state of a pearl in the Black community that the hate has went inward instead of outward. We fear the white man. And that's something you don't like to talk about slavery, but that shit running our blood, though. You can't escape it. You can't escape it.
I don't mind talking about slavery. I just don't like to use it as a crutch. And I get tired of people bringing it up in places where it don't matter. Like, man, we energies cut my light bill off. And I say, for real, you say, since we were slaves, they wouldn't let us have lights. No, motherfucker, just pay your bill. What are you talking about? What you gonna do with that?
No, for real, though, but, like I said, I applaud the brother. I ain't never even been in the same place as Von Mays. I always see him on TV. And then, to be honest with you, like, even with Frank Nitty, I ain't care what bro did. I was hearing motherfuckers talking about that he took some pussy and all that. How you get in the spot for bro to take the pussy, though? What you was doing to get in that situation, though? You wanted to be in that limelight. So bro was looking at it like shit. Because I tell motherfuckers, if you go out of town with me, you know what I'm saying? But I don't do all that. But shit, bro was like, shit, you already knew the arrangement. Like, why you playing? Now you want to go saying I raped you and took the pussy and shit. But how did you get in a position like that? So I don't never really have enough bad to say about none of our activists. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I be saying about them is stop preaching, stop loving this white man and hate them motherfuckers just like they hate us. Because you don't never hear the Jews talking about they love the Germans. They don't be like, oh, we love them not.
But they buy Mercedes Benzes, and so anytime Jews,
you know what I'm saying?
They're riding around in Benzes, so that's the ultimate apology. Like, we all is well, like, you know what I mean? It's all good.
Yeah, but that's the only thing. But I love our community though, and I just hope that there's more people out there, like the mighty Queen Liz Brown. I love her. You know what I'm saying? A ride or die for her. Tory Lowe, Von Mays, and whoever else out here working in the community. Y'all just keep up the good work. And just don't let nobody, what they say, discourage you, because people like they always say, I'm not a strong believer in Christ, but people say they talk about Jesus.
Yes, sir.
And if you're a stronger man, I mean, Jesus was a stronger man than you, because they say he laid on the cross and died for all our sins. So people gonna say what they want to say about you. Just don't get out your character and keep on pushing it. And with that, I'm gonna pop my collar and let you continue doing your thing, Kevin. I'm gonna listen to you, man. You keep it up.
Thank you for allowing me to continue doing my show. I'm really grateful you allowed me to continue.
Love, bro.
Thank you.
Hey, Kev. Hey, I feel like that was the purpose of the Bible too, man. You know what I mean? For us to understand our journey, man. We gonna get ridiculed. We gonna get stones thrown at us. They gonna talk about us. But we just got to keep on going. We got to keep going with our demonstration. If you want something dope, you know what I mean? Keep doing keep on with your movement. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right, I'm too busy focused on what I could be doing for the cause than to look at what the next motherfucker doing. That's why I was saying, shit, I ain't out there. I write books. Shit.
You'd have been out there trying to sell your book in the middle of the fight.
Right.
I write books for anybody who wants to learn how to change their mindset. I ain't about to get out there with them motherfuckers. Like I said, my sons are 18 and 19. They far removed from the bullshit.
Right. Gmo said Vaughn might be right. Mike Kemet. Mike, if you got time, hit us up. I know you moving and grooving. He said, hey, Courtney, you can't change the fact that the asshole comment was cool and stand on it. There's a total respect that different people work with, and you cannot choose how they feel about your disrespect.
Once again, I didn't say a person was not supposed to be upset or not feel away, but I'm entitled to my opinion. We're on this podcast. Even when it came to the video, they asked my opinion, and I said, describe to me what happened. Then I tried to find the video, couldn't find it. So, yeah, and then my statements were based on if what y'all saying is, but no, me saying this asshole, that was my personal experience from the past, which I said was the past, but it was still my opinion. I never said it was cool. If somebody called me an asshole, I'd be like, damn. But I'm not finna have a motherfucking hissy fit about it. It's just like, shit, oh well, because some motherfuckers do think I'm an asshole. Some motherfuckers think some think I'm all types of shit. It's like, sometimes I am, goddamn it. Sometimes I am. So,
because like when you out in the field or when you in people, like, when you out there and shit, you do gotta kind of be protective of your name, because you know what I'm saying? You can't let folks shit on your name while you out here trying to do shit.
Right.
Because people gonna be like, oh, how you coming at us about this shit and you ain't. So I definitely understand the man calling in and you know.
Yeah, and shout out to whoever was the person who decided to call him and say, hey man, talk about your Outlaw Radio.
I already know who did it. That shit was
he's out there in the field. So like shout out to that person. And, you know, shout out to you. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody deserves the right to be able to defend themselves when they've been spoken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do on Outlaw Radio, right? You say it, you stand on it, right? You say you pick that island to die on, right? Mama Jenkins said KB got lead in the water. Once again, why don't the city give people and money to fund this bullshit? Well, they had stated that they were going to do something about the lead pipe laterals with some of the COVID money. I don't know what happened to that plan. You know, it's a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions to be asked about money, period. When you start talking about, that's why I say maybe what we need to be demanding as a community is an audit, that the city be publicly audited. And I don't know the legal parameters to that. I would have to. This is where I miss Chris Johnson at, because he could put me up on what it would take to do that. No, Kev, let me explain this to you. I miss my partner, man.
I got something to say.
Say that again.
I got something to say because I be thinking about.
Hold on, Courtney, let me finish the chat room and then I'm gonna let you fly. Samantha Collier said the work is definitely getting done. Thank you to the. Is it that use you? Oh man, I'm so illiterate.
I think it's the us's. The us.
Oh, that's 365 action. Okay. He's laughing. He said, whatever they say he did that shit. Said shit, I'm off Burleigh, and that's all the motherfucker need to know. There you go. That's why I always say I'm off Capitol. Hold on, now we bringing in the caller, but Courtney, say what you was about to say.
So my thing is sometimes when it comes to men, when they get upset, it's like, well, shit, I want you to say it to my face. Call me an asshole to my face. It's like, why? What's you gonna slap the shit out of me? Like, why do men be wanting some women to come and bring this to you? Why? Like, you want me to say it to your face for what? Usually that's what chicks be saying. Well, come say it to my face then. Okay. And then I come say you to your face, man, I think you an asshole. Then what comes next? Like, we see how aggressive this conversation was on the phone. So now what? I want to bring this to aggressive conversation in real life with a man? Like, why?
I don't think he do any physical harm to you. I don't think he'd do any physical harm. I think he'd just be more of a verbal kind of lashing. Big Mike, what's good?
Hey, what's popping? What's going on, man?
Apparently me tonight. What's happening? I'm hot like
What up, big homie?
It's you. What's good, man? Hey, Courtney.
What it do?
Yes.
You standing, Courtney, you standing too tough on that stand.
On what? Huh?
On the stand, say, listen, let me explain. Let me say this to you. We can't control how a person is supposed to feel. You know, I think we got a big problem with that. I think people in general. I've had people say shit about me and then say, you shouldn't be upset. You goddamn lie. If I don't like what you said, I got a problem with that shit. And I address it. My thing is that calling the man an asshole, you know, Kev.
Yes, sir.
As a man, if I decide to say something like, you know, Kev, he was an asshole. You know, he probably got a little asshole in him still. If I say that kind of shit, right?
Right.
You may take offense to that shit, or you may. I mean, it's not pleasant.
Me personally, I wouldn't, because I would say you right. I am, but I say all the time I'm an asshole.
But me, I'm big on respect.
Okay.
If you know me, I'm big on respect like a motherfucker, because I wouldn't disrespect the next man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that certain things you say publicly. I mean, this shit is not like you're saying in a private room.
Right.
Okay.
You know, there are people who are watching and people who are listening.
Right.
People form opinions. So there are people who would take that comment that you said, calling the brother an asshole, and say, "Hey, I knew he wasn't shit. He ain't shit."
Okay.
And they'll run with that shit. My girl said this good chick I know. You know, they'll lie with that shit. You got to be careful how you speak. I would never say that. Even if I felt that way, I would never say Courtney an asshole. You know what I mean? And she probably got a little bit of asshole in her still. You know, you just can't do that.
Okay.
And I think oftentimes that we kind of follow a road that says, I'm not offended by it, so you shouldn't either. I don't play like that. I've seen motherfuckers killed for less.
Right.
I'm telling you for real. There are different kind of people out here. There's people I know for a fact that you can't say that shit about that will come see you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that when you're doing the work out here, you got to be careful, because it's not only that. You have your enemies sitting here listening. I know we like to play a game like, yo, we say our enemies. Them motherfuckers are our enemies. They look at shit like this. Kev, the powers that be are not in love with you.
They don't like me.
Clear goddamn set.
They don't like me. How could you not like me?
Hell no, you know they don't like you. Shit, you'll come with it.
I'm such a nice guy. I'm such a nice guy, Mike.
I know, but you know how nice King was nice too, brother. Malcolm was nice too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that when people speak truth. So what I'm saying is that, you know, at some point we have to become bigger than our words, and kind of like, I think, you know, to stand on that is kind of difficult. Okay. You know, I'll never stand on the square of being wrong. I can't do that.
Okay.
And I'm just telling you, Courtney, as I move, and I've been out here a long time, that game of respect is everything. Now, I will say this much. It's kind of difficult for me to listen to this, and then when I kind of came in and out and heard some of the conversation about him being on the phone, I'm going to say this. You know, Vaughn is grown, right? But, you know, Kev, we've had many conversations where I've explained some things, and I'll say this. Me and Vaughn was riding about a week and a half ago. And one thing about Vaughn, I talked to Vaughn about Sherman Park. He said that shit is getting, you know, they came in, the powers that be came in, broke up shit. You know, what they did, when I say broke up shit, he was in the park working. So they came in and started throwing fairs and shit and throwing parties in the park. You know, they had all these, you know, Negro organizations, bourgeois organizations coming into the park, and then they left. You remember that shit, Kev, right? How they came into the park for 1 minute, the police had little things in the park, like, come meet your favorite officer and all that shit.
Yeah, that was that.
They did that to do.
What is it called? Safe out all night. What's that program? Safe Night.
Safe and Sound?
No,
yeah, all kind of shit.
Oh.
I forget what it's called. I worked it when I worked with Safe and Sound. Go ahead, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But no, you cool. But it was that whole thing was put in place to kind of get him out the park from doing the work and challenging them. The thing about that is when me and Vaughn was riding about a week and a half ago, we started talking about some things, and he said they left. He said they just left these children out here to be, you know, fucked over. And he's been reaching out to people saying, hey, listen, y'all can't do this shit. You know what I mean? Y'all can't leave these. Y'all kind of came in, did this bullshit, and now the children are amped back up. And he was talking about like, yo, and so he's documenting this shit to show them. Okay. He's putting them on Front Street. So all the conversation about holding the phone and shit like that makes sense to me. Because now he's putting it in their face. And you know what happened? The very next day, you had talk shows all over the city talking about this shit at Sherman Park. Now they're talking about what can we do? See, you have to document sometimes. That's the part of documentation, Kev. You have to document shit.
Well, I thought I made the point that I felt like that it was a like shining light on it and bringing light to it. I thought that was the purpose.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. I didn't catch it. I got a call, so I kind of came in and started listening. You know what I mean?
I'm sure me and you gonna talk anyway. So.
Yeah, you know that. You know that. But I'm just saying that we can't regulate. You can't talk about how you feel about being talked about. Let the brother do the work. Right. You know, let him do the work. Okay. You know, Sean, I fuck with you. I know you. You know what I'm saying?
You know I fuck with you, man. And see, this the thing, Mike.
Right.
See, this the thing, Mike. Right? Like, you know, it wasn't nobody criticizing him, right? We would point some shit out, but then we would offer some explanation on how to enhance that shit, right? Like I said, since he filmed it, use that shit as a training method. You know what I mean? Take that phone, the shit that you and show what is being done, what's not being done, what can be done better, right? I wasn't criticizing, I was critiquing because I do the shit. I seen the strengths, I seen the weaknesses. I was pointing out shit that could help him enhance that shit. And he got emotional about that shit. Whoever called him and gave him bits and pieces of the conversation.
Bits and Pieces is the name of the show, by the way, tonight.
That's right.
It's Bits and Pieces. That's the name of the show tonight.
Well, that's what they gave me.
But that's exactly what happened because nobody knocked what he was doing. Like, nobody knocked what he was doing. Nobody said he wasn't doing shit. Even my comments on what I said, one motherfucker can't break up 30 kids fighting. I said, if he recording shit, just say you there recording. But nobody said anything negative. You know what I'm saying? Besides me saying in my past he was an asshole, and that's what I recall. Like I said, and I don't have a feeling about how he felt about it. Shit, you can feel any type of way. That was my opinion. But wasn't nobody knocking the work he do. We all work in our own separate lanes. He out there in the field with the kids in the streets. I'm at the detention centers trying to break up fucking fights and talk to them girls and talk to other kids in St. Charles and shit. We're all in different motherfucking lanes doing work in different areas. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody knocked the work that he doing. He's doing his thing in his area. But then it comes back when somebody calling and they feel aggressive because what they heard, y'all some nobodies, y'all some weirdos, y'all some silly motherfuckers. Then it leads to a motherfucking problem. When somebody talking shit about you and you wasn't even talking shit about them like that.
Well, hold on, though. If somebody say you an asshole, you usually will come back with fire and be like,
"Fuck this nigga." Like that, he had no reason to come and
hey, you know what?
So,
hey, Courtney. You standing on that shit too hard, though. You know what I mean?
Why do you keep
it's like you having a hard time. You having a hard time understanding.
We got to listen to each other.
So, I mean, you're having a hard time understanding that you know, a derogatory term. You know, you couldn't do that shit with me either. You know what I mean? We'd have issues. And you standing on that shit rather than I think the cool piece is when you absolutely say, in terms of that asshole comment, let's take that off the table. You know what I mean? Let's take it off the table. You're standing on that shit for a reason that really I don't understand. I mean, there's no reason to stand on that.
Why do you keep saying I'm standing on it? I stated that was the only fucked up comment. I'm not saying that I said something right. I didn't say I said something nice. So why are you saying I'm standing on it? No, I'm not. I'm standing on that I said it. Then, I'm saying I said it, and I did say it. But I'm not saying that was some shit motherfuckers didn't say. So why do you keep saying that I'm standing on it?
I keep saying that because when you were talking with him, you never really you kept standing on it. You know what I mean?
Because he kept saying that he never.
But
no,
listen,
I was just saying
I don't want to get caught up in the. Listen, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I'm kind of really got my ear to the goddamn phone to hear you. But I say, let's get past the asshole piece. Let me say this in defense, and I've talked to you about this, Kev, before. You know, this I'm totally transparent. You know, Kev, I filled you in. I mean, the brother does some work. It's no different if a motherfucker told me Sean ain't about shit. Sean ain't never did shit. I'm gonna stand there and be like, nah, that's not my experience. You know what I mean? I fucked with Vaughn for a number of years, even when and cameras have been off completely. We had an NPS situation, some real shit. He stepped in. There was no cameras involved. You know what I mean? We had a problem with Brookfield and some shit. We approached that with our cameras. The one thing I'm gonna give him is this though. I really don't care what anyone says, and I have to be honest with this shit. I know there's people that critique, but that motherfucker will link up with anybody at any motherfucking time if you call him. I don't give a fuck if you someone that has issues with him. You know what I mean? Sean, if you called him, that motherfucker will come based on the situation. It's bigger than whatever y'all feel about each other. And I know Sean, you and him have history, man. Y'all been back and forth a number of times. You know what I mean?
And vice versa, Mike. You know, he can call me and I'm gonna come. I said, and vice versa. He can call me and I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, you will.
So then we ain't got no argument.
Right. That's what I'm saying, Mike. You have
right.
It's a problem. It ain't no problem.
But to paint the picture that he ain't, listen, I'm just saying, like, yo, don't paint a picture. I ain't saying you, Sean, in particular, anyone that wants in the community. I can't allow people to paint a picture because that motherfucker there, I'm telling you for real. You know what I mean? I've critiqued, me and him have talked. The difference in critiquing, I'll tell him on the phone, we'll talk about this shit. I feel a certain way about this. That's my, we talk man to man. I would never go in public and say shit. I would never critique that man in public because the man does so much shit and people are already trying to tear him down from a standpoint of white folks calling every move he make, they calling people, don't fuck with him. You know what I mean? Don't touch him. Well, when you have that kind of situation, man, you have to be mindful of that shit. I would never tear him down in public. I don't even have I can't critique it in public.
Hey,
I can't critique it in public. Nor can I critique. Hold on one second, because I can't even hear you talk. You talking through me, I can't hear you. But I'm just saying that I think it's good business that we be careful and mindful. I would say get the motherfucker on the phone. See if we can find him, put him on the phone and talk about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's what I can say. But I think I would never, ever go on a show and say, well, you know the motherfucker witch doctor. You know what I'm saying? I heard that motherfucker did this and yeah, he you know, maybe he does put toilet water in his shit. That's what I heard.
No, he absolutely does not. No.
And I know this bullshit. He don't. You know what I mean? Kamar's my dude. You know, Kamar's my motherfucking dude. I'm not gonna do that shit. You know what I mean? Kamar. I just think that there's a time and place.
Go ahead, Kamar.
Go ahead.
I don't feel like they was critiquing what he do. I feel like they was critiquing that situation because the whole conversation was about that situation.
Well, that's what it started as.
On how they felt like he handled that situation. That's what the question was about. You know what I mean? I don't think it's about his body of work.
Right.
Or what he stand for. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. It was just a situation. That's why I said, you know what I mean? We talk about stuff. We talk about issues and different things that go on in the community, and we give our opinions on podcasts or, you know what I mean, on internet radio shows and stuff like that. That's just what happens. We talk about the older people. We talk about the police.
And I'm with
you. Know what I mean? We talk about we talk about entertainers. You know what I mean? And this is just what we do. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like, so that's why I say, I don't think they was talking about his body of work. We wasn't talking about him as a person. You know what I mean? I think we was just speaking on the situation. And that's why I reiterated that, you know what I mean? Well, I didn't see the video, so I can't really speak on that. You see what I'm saying?
You did say that. You did say that.
So I think it was just more so towards that situation instead of him as a person. Like, I don't want him to feel like anybody on the show was talking about him.
Well, when you call a motherfucker asshole, though, Kamar.
Yeah, I was.
That did happen. That did happen. You're right.
And I also said I can't speak on him now. I said that. I said from what I know in the past, in my early 20s, that's what I know. I can't speak
I
on
got
him
a
now.
suggestion.
So
why don't everybody go back and listen to the show again and get the numbers up, and we'll figure out who said what.
Right.
I'm gonna archive the show, right?
Right.
Hey, go watch it on
Share
YouTube.
Share this shit. Yeah, get to the YouTube page. My chat room. Shout out to my cousin, Mariah Johnson. What up, cuz? She said, lead issues I've dealt with in my oldest. I took a stand, filter my own water, and changed my boy's diet because waiting on the city to fix it will harm my children. You know what, cuz? I got to bring Robert Miranda, and Robert reached out to me actually a couple weeks ago, and he asked me to come to something they were having in regards to the water, because Robert Miranda, Chris Johnson, Flack, that whole organization is our friends of the show. Yeah. They've been on here many a times. I just messed up last time I had Robert on because I had ate an edible. So I had to end the show early because I was about to crash and burn, right?
I remember that shit.
I know Kamar was laughing at me and shit like, dude, I've never heard you end the show. It's like, and it waited. It was just waiting. Like, as soon as this interview with Robert Miranda is over, I'm on your ass. And it was over, and I was sitting there looking at the microphone like, wow, what is this? Kamar was just kind of like, oh shit. It's like, but I'm gonna bring him back. My point is, he and I are good friends. He's been on the show many times. I've stood with Flack at plenty different events, press conferences, at the mosque, what have you. I want to bring Robert in and talk about where they are with the water thing now. So I'm gonna reach out to Robert and say, Robert, I need you to come on. So we'll bring him on because like, you know, that's my cousin saying and I've heard some people actually, shout out to Ian Jordan. He was giving us credit, us and Sair at Hidden Heart Radio, saying we are the only two kind of local shows that he trusts with hearing about what's going on. And a brother came on and said, yeah, but have they took a stance against the water? And I laughed because I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, years ago, where was you at? Obviously wasn't listening to the show, right? So I got to stop being so cynical in that regard. Vaughn says, and I want to make this clear, Courtney. He said, I wasn't saying it to you in that manner. That's why I said I don't think it'll be a situation where you're going to, why I oughta put up your dukes and shit. He said, I'm saying if you had an issue, you held on to it all this time, you could have brought it to me. Okay, I'm glad cooler heads are prevailing. Vince Tony, what it do, my brother? He says, what up, Outlaws? After the license hearing, I had a lengthy discussion with the hotspot owner. I offered him an apology for what I discovered from the hearing. There's a meeting scheduled to discuss the store and neighborhood. We have a commitment from the alderwoman, Ashanti Hamilton, committed a member of the Office of Violence Prevention. Store owner, Mama Freeman, 5th District, has been invited. 414 Life MKE was contacted. No response from them. Vince, why would you apologize? Okay. Why would you apologize? You can tell us
apologize for what?
The brother says, let alone I got a whole Fed case and I record for my own protection and safety since motherfuckers want to go to the feds and make up shit I said and did, understood. He said, I don't need no enhancement. If my rough draft's getting copied, then I got to be doing something right. Okay. I'm just catching the chat room, y'all. Vince said it's time for there to be a meeting of the minds. Black folks have to be on the same page in the same lane because the problems are mostly the same. You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
Vaughn says they can't critique the situation if they don't even know about what happened or any of the dynamics around it. It just would have been different had somebody asked or involved if it's understanding we're trying to get to. Ewok says definitely. He said definitely top 5 show tonight. Shout out to people who support the show, because we have some drama and shit. They be like, "Kid, that was a cold show."
Look, that should be live, man.
We gotta go full Jerry Springer to get some love around this motherfucker, right? You are not the father, Sean. My cousin, she said, awesome. Shout out to you, and tell Bose I said what's up. The rest of the family.
What up, famo?
Congratulations. Yes. Thank you, Samantha. Okay, Samantha, I'm sorry. So Vince, I do want to know what you said about why you said you owed him an apology.
Yeah.
And Vince,
He said
contrary to popular belief, I can accommodate up to 7 people on this line at once. I know people like to try to critique, not criticize, but critique my technology, right? I ain't saying nothing bad about it. I just said he can only have 3 people on, right? I'm saying, no, Sean, meet me somewhere. You want to talk about my damn phone? No, it was Courtney who said it.
Ask Vince to call in.
That's what I'm saying, Vince. If you got time, hit us up. If not, we'll talk about it. You know,
what are you apologizing for?
Yeah, I'd like to know too. I'd like to know what
there from the information he found out. Are we trying to know what you found out?
Information?
Look, we trying to know.
I'm sure he's gonna tell me. I don't know if he's ready to share with y'all yet. He might not trust y'all.
Well, you let us know. Yeah, pass the info along.
He said,
all this sunken place shit ain't cool.
He said there were things said during the hearing by police and Mama Freeman
that
painted a different picture. Okay. Yeah, Vince, if you got time, put us up on it. Lace us up, man. Tie our shoes. Tiasha Arthur said, she said, sitting back, eating popcorn and waving my sage around like a flower child. Ewok said they done hit Vince's hand. No, man, ain't my man. The homie wouldn't take that. He wouldn't take that hush money, man. Vince better than that.
So, man.
Right. No, man, that ain't what's up.
But that's just how I go. You know what? I got a different outlook on him. He ain't even that bad.
No, man. No. And he's laughing his ass off too in the chat room. He cracking up. He said, laughing my ass off. Vince, let me get some of that bread. Shit.
Y'all know what? The hot spot is necessary.
Right. I don't want no bread. I want an explanation, please.
Okay. Well, I'll take the bread. You ain't got to explain shit to me. Listen, this is out of the lane of this, and I think maybe we need to take a deep breath. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but LeBron James' young son had suffered a cardiac arrest situation, and he's young. He's supposed to be fit. The question somebody weighed to me was, has he had the poke? Because there's been an epidemic of young athletes who were mandated to take the poke who have suffered heart attacks and perished now, I know people say, well, heart disease kills people all the time, but is there a building connection between this vaccine and these heart attacks? I'd like to know if anybody's up on that. And that's just one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, but this shit got too hot. I couldn't weigh it out there. Mama Jenkins said, Vince been living in the area, so what happened? Okay, I'd like to, Vince, everybody, inquired minds want to know. Mike said he did get vaccinated. His whole family did. Shit.
It was also one girl, I think she was like a singer. What was her name? Like Terry Kelly. She just collapsed due to blood clots and shit like that. And she was a real strong pro-jab advocate.
There's athletes all around there's the young brother who plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. Remember the brother who had the heart attack on the field last year?
Yeah.
Listen, one dude died after saying he feel like the jab fucked up his health. He was a basketball player too. I think he was like 28 or something like that. He ended up dying.
Okay. I once again, we during this whole pandemic, we discussed at a whole bunch of times of our issue was we were uneasy as to what experimental solution was in this needle. And people went to talk about, you eat chicken McNuggets, you don't know what's in that shit, and you eat Flaming Hots and all this. Yeah. And the whole point of it got lost in that we were saying, how did you come up with this miracle vaccination? But you said it doesn't prevent the spread or the transmission of it, or it doesn't prevent you from having it. So then that means why the fuck should I take the shot?
They didn't say all that shit until a good load of people took it. At first, it was get the jab, save a life. Remember? Because they were saying you might be okay, but you don't want to kiss Nana and kill her and shit. Like, the reason I was leery of it, because they was trying to bribe motherfuckers with donuts and weed. They was trying too hard to get people to put that shit in their body.
You was getting they was giving gift cards and shit.
Right, lottery. They put people in the lottery. It's like, no, they trying too hard. This some bullshit.
And then they came back and said, oh, you got to take a booster. That's when I was like, what the fuck?
Well, that was your job and shit. It was a lot of motherfuckers.
We got to make sure we got you good.
Yeah, it was a lot of motherfuckers that took the jab. I got friends that work for MPS that didn't know that they could get like a religious exemption. So a lot of them took the jab, and then right around Christmas last year, everybody got sick, whether you got jabbed or not, to the point where like MPS was shut down and shit. And they felt real betrayed and upset about that.
Right. Once again, this whole thing has been sure, go ahead.
If y'all don't know, this vaccine is one of the only vaccines that you cannot sue the government about.
Okay.
If you get sick or die. So that's something else to think about. Why is that?
It's a whole bunch of why is that.
They put a law in place, I think it was like 1980 something, where you can't sue for no vaccine. You can't sue for none of them. You may be able to sue a doctor for fucking up on something else, but you can't sue for no vaccine now.
Ewok says, remember when Ice Cube was talking shit about Mike Epps' diamonds, and he said it feels different when you or him in your hands on all about. I think you got to clear that up for me, Ewok. I'm not the smartest motherfucker, but that looked like there's a faux pas in the middle of that sentence. In my Ron Burgundy voice, stay classy, Ewok. Mariah Johnson says, yes, I had COVID and now I've had cardiologist due to enlargement of my heart. I'm still doing research on it, but this vaccine has cardiac side effects. Cuz, did you get the jab? Because I had COVID. I had COVID, but I didn't get the jab. I had COVID. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. That's why it's so funny that we can laugh about Kamar making a vitality off Facebook water. Because when I had COVID, Kamar dropped a bag of goodies off on my porch. And there was sea moss, and there was elderberry, and there was vitamins, a C and D, I believe. And there was sea moss capsules. And between my wife kind of giving me this citrus tea, I don't even know how she makes it, honey and lemons, I believe. I came out of it. And I never had breathing difficulties. And I didn't get the jab before, and I didn't get it after. And so that even reinforced my thing of saying I'm not getting it. Now, I hope nothing's wrong because my wife did take it and my daughter has it. So I'm hoping that they're not, there's no adverse effects to come from it. Let me see. Vince Tony, he says, show hands of those who got the poke. I didn't get it.
Show hands of those who want to hear why you changed your mind.
Well, he answered that. He answered what he said was, let me pull it up. I didn't put it up because I'm a short bus rider. He said after the meeting we can talk Monday. Before the meeting, please watch the hearing and I'll make it available on my page. So he said you'll find out when I want you to know, Sean. So that's what he telling you.
So we gotta watch the whole hearing, huh?
All right, so shut your ass up and go to my page.
He ain't just gonna give us answers. Nope, you watch it just like I sat through it. I'm like, damn, okay.
Chicago win. Aaron Brown, he said that vaccine was forced on us. My coworkers damn near jumped on me because I said I wasn't taking it. Then HR came to me. They called me and told me if I don't take it, I'm getting fired. So I told them, well, I'm gonna be an unemployed motherfucker.
You go, Aaron.
A lot of
classic Mama Jenkins. Well, let's go bankrupt then.
Right. A lot of people could have got a religious exemption, but of course, the job ain't gonna tell you that shit. But like, I had a whole form and shit I sent to my mama and them, and she worked for MPS, and they just had her. Now you get the exemption, but how they kind of fuck you over? Because I work for the state. So because I didn't get the jab, I was supposed to test every week or some shit like that. They to the point where they were supposed to send the shit to my house every week, but they never sent me one, so I never tested and shit. Now that cash cow is over, so we can move on with life. Motherfuckers go from wearing masks scared to be around each other to sharing hookah again. I was at Mr. B's the other day. Motherfucker sharing hookah dancing. I'm like, look at this shit.
Slow dancing is back.
Being on the TV, motherfuckers got better. You see that shit?
Right.
Mama Jenkins said, I watched the meeting, and what changed your outlook on this dope den? Aaron Brown said, one of my coworkers left an 80-page pack of paper on the reason I need to take the shot. Right. He got that shit put right back on his desk.
Threw at him. They was mad at me. They was mad at me at my job and shit, and was because when they was trying to talk about that ivermectin shit, they like, some people stupid. They're taking horse medicine. I said, motherfucker, I see dogs get insulin. I said, don't think because an animal takes some medicine that it ain't human medicine.
Man, they done gave it to the animal first.
Right.
Mariah says no, she didn't take the vaccine, and the Indian doctors I had at Aurora ICU told me not to get it. They also treated me with holistic drugs as well. Turmeric was the #1 ingredient of what they gave me.
Damn,
man, look, my mama just fell out
send me that
in
doctor's
Mississippi.
information.
So my mom was just a family reunion and fell out in Mississippi. She went to the hospital. They told her it was COVID. She get back to, and they was trying to put it in her nose and all that, and she wouldn't let them. Nigga, she get back to Wisconsin, it's kidney failure. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers are trying to put anything on. Like, how did y'all get COVID from that?
They had to get them numbers up. Remember?
You know,
at one point there was whatever you died from. They was like COVID. Like, you got shot, but he had COVID. When we tested him,
I really wonder the statistics of, because you know, especially in nursing homes, motherfuckers get killed with malpractice all the time. So I wonder how many motherfuckers really died from neglect, and they just wrote COVID on that shit and kept it moving.
Mike, I might have some problems pronouncing this. He said, look into Nata Kanase. I did not ever see that word when I went to King. Look into Nato Kanase.
I want to say
I and my friends have been taking it for years. When you look it up, you will find out how powerful it is. Use DuckDuckGo as a search engine. You get better info. Okay, I can say DuckDuckGo. I can say DuckDuckGo. He said real good for the heart. Okay. Information, man. Feed the people.
Cayenne pepper too. Like if you got some cayenne pepper, they I was saying something the other day. A woman said she was stopping motherfuckers from having heart attacks with that cayenne pepper.
With that cayenne pepper,
Yeah, teaspoon of cayenne pepper and some warm water.
Okay.
And some ginger.
Hell yeah.
A Blast said we getting fucked and distracted at the same time. I'd like to think I'm not getting penetrated. I don't feel penetrated.
They getting you some kind of thing.
Right.
I'm not giving it up willingly. Right? I'm not giving it up willingly. Say I'm getting raped. Don't just say I'm giving it up, right? Letitia Guthrie, she said, man, listen, Kamar products really kept my little family. We use elderberry on a regular basis with all our vitamins. We not getting vaccinated. We can heal anything. Real, my cousin says, Mariah says she'll send you the info.
I appreciate that.
Tiarsha said I take turmeric with ginger vitamins every day.
Okay.
That's good information.
You know what? I so love how 15 minutes ago we was motherfucking each other, and now we talk about holistic cures. It shows the flexibility of this platform, man.
That's the people that we are, man.
When black people stop yelling at each other, we can often make a lot of sense. He said, I'll be glad when you schedule the topic of UFOs and UAPs. I actually had as one of my talking points tonight that they are coming out now saying that they have had extraterrestrial live beings have been captured a long time ago. And if you go, I live in the Podverse, so if you go on YouTube right now on Vlad TV, there's a guy who is a specialist on UFOs, and he talks about all of the ships they've recovered and live specimens and how they looked and everything. So I was going to talk about that tonight, but I'm probably not now because I want to be selfish. I'm going to pull events, go to my page. I'm going to put it on there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We're getting primed right now. Like look up Project Bluebeam and Project Blue Book when they basically stage an invade. Just look up Project Blue Book.
Okay.
Go on your page, Blue.
Huh?
Right. Go on his page. Go on his TikTok.
Oh no. I stopped sharing shit like that because I spent 2 years in Facebook jail warning motherfuckers about the jab.
Thanks.
Oh,
Yeah, I know about
So now I
that.
just give you the references.
Real clean.
Ewok said I had pre-existing conditions and my mama wouldn't let me come see her in Florida if I didn't take it. So I made a calculated choice to take the shit. Yeah. I couldn't. Yeah, I just.
You know they used a lot. It was a lot of different tactics.
Yeah,
you know,
they was twisting
different ways
motherfuckers'
to
arms.
get
That
us
was
to
pure
go. You know what I mean?
coercion.
Well, I don't knock nobody. I don't knock nobody
Right.
that took it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you took it because you felt like you had to.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
I think everybody needed to do what they feel was best. The problem was when they was treating the non-jab like the new nigga. Like you couldn't get into no restaurants. They were saying you need to get carted away because you a threat to society. Like that, they had motherfuckers. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, "Fuck your feelings. It's about keeping people safe." You know. So
I thought that all those shows we did, Kumar, we kept making the point that we had no problem with anybody who took it.
right.
Our issue
They had
was that
problems
the
with
people
us.
who were taking it was acting super light-skinned about it. They was acting like they was better than us, right? Like they was the barges and we was ready for the world or some shit. And so we was just kind of like, well, we felt a lot of heat coming from the end of that couch. And so I don't want to be the person to say I told you so. And now if some calamity comes up on them, I'm gonna say, see, that's why how did you get? Because like I said, my wife took it and my daughter took it.
Right.
So I'm hoping there is no connection, but it's looking like there's something that they're gonna bring out and say, one of those commercials, they say, did you take the COVID vaccination in 2019?
Well, now they admit it. They admit it now after 2 years that yes, it can cause myocarditis. That is one of the known side effects.
Mama Jenkins said, just get with the witch doctor.
2 years for saying.
She said, just get with the witch doctor.
That's
I will tell y'all this. During that time, especially because we were still in studio live, I was taking the elderberry because Kumar made sure we all had elderberry, and I didn't get it during the pandemic. I got it after the pandemic when I had stopped taking the elderberry. So as my wife said, then there's that. So
come on in. House of Vitality, August 5th.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I kept that Vitality in my kids' cups, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike said a CDC safety group said that there's a likely association between a rare heart inflammatory condition in adolescents and young adults, mostly after they've received their second COVID-19 vaccine shot, citing the most recent data available. There have been more than 1,200 reported cases of myocarditis.
Myocarditis.
Okay.
Come
Mostly
on, say it, Kev.
Myocarditis, right?
Heart inflammation. You could just say heart inflammation, fam.
Say the next one, Kev.
Like you say, swole heart. Pericarditis or pericarditis, mostly in people 30 and under who receive Pfizer's or Moderna's COVID vaccine. And I thought Johnson & Johnson came right off top and said, oh shit, our shit called blood clot. Don't take it.
Because they you remember they had that one hitter quitter. You was only supposed to have to take one of them, but that motherfucker was fucking people up. But so is baby powder. So there's that.
Dicey Gossi is big up in Kamar. She says soft opening August 5th. Come get all your healthy supplements and smoothies and teas per witch doctor approval. Get that good toilet bowl water, man. You gotta have it, man. Keep you healthy. Keep you healthy.
Water.
That's why it's yellow, right? That's why it's yellow. Let me stop.
That shit is delicious.
Because that'll be the only part somebody take from this show. Like, did you hear Outlaw Radio? No, what happened?
You know what?
Kamar out here selling toilet water.
You know, because you just fucked my head up low key. You was like that toilet bowl of water, and then Real was like, that shit is delicious.
It's delicious shit. I hit it with sparkling mineral water, and then it tastes just like some motherfucking ginger ale or ginger beer.
Like I said, if somebody tuned in right now, they would think we was definitely talking about toilet water. They wouldn't need, because that's all
I fucked up and mixed it with some old English. I don't think it did me no damn good.
You know what?
I felt healthy, but I was drunk as fuck. Like, I'm so healthy tonight. That's fucked up. I know.
I usually have a vitality after I've been drinking, and that shit give me life, man. You usually got to been out on the town the night before.
Alcohol depletes you of minerals,
man.
You got the CMOS that's in the vitality that's low minerals back in you, and more
that headache
because you never got before.
Had to get on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ernest said,
"No books getting ready for the 5th."
Ernest said, honestly, I did it for moms because I didn't want to bring that shit to her. I hear you. I just,
right.
For me, I like my old job, the director had slid up to me after meetings like, well, Mr. Barnes, I heard, because we talked about it and I said I wasn't taking it, because they said, we had that meeting and they said, who here is vaccinated? And the people raised their hand and then they said, are you interested? I didn't raise my hand. And then they said, well, Mr. Barnes, what's going on? I said, I'm not taking it. And so she slid up to me and was like, well, they might come with a national mandate from the national office that, we might have, don't quit right away because I'm gonna let you know. But I said, well, I'll tell you what, just let me know when they say it's coming from the national office so I can send them my 2-week notice because I'm not taking that shit. And I can get another job. I went to King. Come on, man. I'm highly employed. Right. That's a shot at you, Sean, with your hating ass. Right? He wasn't criticizing my education. He was critiquing it.
I was critiquing that lousy motherfucker. I actually fell in love.
Criticizing his master's degree. I'm just critiquing it, right?
I wish COVID would come back.
Damn.
I want COVID to come back.
Man, that shit was popping, wasn't it?
I'm gonna tell you why. Every plane ride I took, every flight I took, it was only like at the max 10 other people. Every ticket I bought was under $30. I racked up so many fucking miles, man. It's ridiculous. I want COVID to come back.
Man, y'all seen COVID in Colombia and Dubai. Y'all ain't seen that.
I ain't going over there with that
shit. Sean, you know what? To be honest with you, my family and I, we laugh about this all the time. We had a great time during the pandemic because I'm telling you, we was running around here having laser tag fights and shit. And I was, RCing just because nobody was out. So I could drive one of my RCs and I had people pulling over like, hey, man, damn, how fast they go? How much it costs? I was like, this is lovely. So, but I don't want that shit to come back because I don't want the world to be shut down again. Right. Well, that wasn't cool.
I mean, the cold and flu ain't never went anywhere anyway. It just got rebranded. That's all. Yeah. It got the cold and flu season kills hundreds of thousands of people annually.
Keep in mind, COVID-19 is the common cold virus. That's what they said initially.
Yeah.
So you've had COVID. Every time you've had a cold, you've had that in your body. So, is that once again? There's that.
The power of TV. Look, they took it off of TV. Motherfuckers is sharing hookah again, feeling great.
Yeah.
Good luck with that shit. I don't understand hookah because, like, why you want flavored cigarettes? But that's a
different
show.
That shit. It reminded me why I don't go to the club, man. Like, I ain't gonna talk down on the business establishment because it was a good business establishment for what it is. But I'm sitting there like, shit. I done paid fucking $8 for a shot of Crown, and I'm sitting in cherry flavored smog and shit.
But you can't smoke a cigarette,
right?
But you can't smoke tobacco. Come on, man.
Right.
Bits and pieces. They gonna give you bits and pieces, man.
Cherry flavored smog.
Go ahead and smoke all
the.
Well, it's just like saying weed is illegal, but gin ain't. Come on, man. Gin kill more people every day than weed ever has. So stop it. And gin and weed together, woo-wee. God damn. What he say on a Vampire in Brooklyn? Ass is good. Evil is good. You get your piece of evil ass, woo. He said sometimes you could take a $3 hoe to her limits. I gotta go watch that movie. Tiasha said I took it, but the problem is a lot of our doctors wasn't thoroughly checking us because the insurance companies refused to pay them. So some people may have already had heart issues and just didn't know. Okay. Ewok says, Kamar, tell Kev to stop playing because some people's minds are small enough to believe that toilet water shit. First of all, you said it. You are the
you started this shit.
Right. That motherfucker switch up so quick. She can't be on some bullshit. Man, God damn.
Hey, he like, if this rumor gets started, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, get mad at Kev.
Goodness gracious. Let me see. Tiasha said, look at all these medical doctors. Listen, we know that the medical industry and big pharma itself is a sham, crooks. We know that it's a scam. We see through it and the struggle even to get universal health care. That's why it was such a big problem because you're taking millions and billions of dollars out of somebody's pocket. The fact that if you've ever watched the documentary about Oxy, and they talk about how at one point, and I watch a lot of Vice too. I don't know if y'all watch Vice. I love Vice, right? Vice will kick some shit to your brain. And they talked about how oxycodone at one time was just miracle pain medicine, and doctors was just giving it to people. But they had already known. The doctors who developed it already knew the problems that it presented, right? So this opioid addiction is just like the crack epidemic. It's government engineered. So that's why you can't tell me they cloned Tyrone or some bullshit. And
bro, they cloned Mitch McConnell.
Right. Well, that's what people say. I ain't seen Mitch McConnell in years. I ain't seen. I don't watch him. What happened?
His battery died in the middle of a speech. No, he didn't fall out. He just stopped. It's like a motherfucker unplugged him.
Wow.
Then
Why you put it in the network?
They took him in the back, charged him up for about 5 minutes. He came right back out there.
Oh wow. Unless he just thought about like some bomb shit he did last night and just paused like, man, that girl had me froze and was like, oh shit.
That motherfucker was dead on air.
Damn.
He died right on air.
Oh my God. We got so much stuff, so much other stuff that I wanted to talk about tonight, but I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. Because we got Monday coming, and we got some people who are gonna be coming in as guests, bringing people on. If you know somebody who you feel like would be a good guest on Outlaw Radio, please let me know. If you have something positive or progressive going on in the community, let me know. All I ask is that we respect the platform. And that's like people have debates on here, and sometimes people say, well, you covering for him or you taking up for him. The only thing I ever ask is that we don't talk over each other, because at that point, nobody's listening to nobody. And the people who listening to the show ain't listening either. They tuning off like this some bullshit. Now, I don't mind to have a Robert Downey, Morton Downey Jr. moment every now and then, if you old enough to remember Morton Downey. I'll be Jerry Springer sometimes. But even Jerry could say, hey, hold on now. Let's bring it back to the center and get the little bald head white dude to come out and move people around. So we just got to keep that. Everybody wants to be heard. We get passionate. People start yelling over each other. It's actually kind of funny sometimes. And I got to remind myself, stop laughing at bullshit. I told y'all I'm a cheerleader for foolishness. So my wife has told me sometimes when it's chaos, I have an evil grin on my face. And she was like, look at that little evil smile you got in your face. I'm like, damn, I'm an asshole. I can admit it. I don't have a problem with it, y'all. But look, everybody's opinion is valuable, regardless of whether you agree or not. It's one of those things where I don't think it's about what you do. I think it's about how you do it. So, people say things, and then sometimes you realize after you said it, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. And if that's somebody with a big ass mouth, I've been doing that my whole life. Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said that, right? So maybe I shouldn't have told the world Kamar's secret to vitality, and I'm gonna regret it in the future. But the weekend is coming up. It's still sunny. I talked about we still want to live our lives. You got to keep your head on a swivel, man. But it's a lot of stuff going on in the city for you to get out and enjoy the warm weather while it lasts. And so, Kamar, what you got coming up this weekend?
Saturday I'll be at the Fondy Market. Then right after the Fondy Market, I'll be at Alice's Garden. I'll be at the Fondy Market from 8 to 1. Okay. And then I'll be at Alice's Garden from 2 to 5.
Okay.
You gonna be
so that's right around the corner. And Alice's Garden is right around the corner from the Fondy Market. Alice's Garden is on 21st and Garfield. The Fondy Market right over there by where the Milwaukee Mall was.
Okay.
From Milwaukee, you know where that's at.
Right. You came
in. Then Saturday, I'll be down at the Deer District with MKE Black.
Okay.
That's what's up.
And you gonna be slanging that tea?
Slanging that tea.
That's right.
Okay. Rel, what you got popping this weekend, man?
Shit. I think I want to try to get back to the Blues Fest. I feel complete though, because when I was there, they did play Last $2 by Johnny Taylor. So, that's all I need to hear to feel
all you gotta have, right?
Yeah.
and who's making love to your old lady? Why you been out making love?
Making love, right? So I think I'm gonna try to get back down there. And then shit, I'm gonna test that that mead I was making, that Vikings blood is cherry juice and CBD infused honey, which is a mead. So I don't know if it's done yet, but I'm a test it this weekend, and I want to set aside this weekend to test it just in case that CBD hit a little harder than I expect.
Damn, you just a chemist. Juice Lady, I know you got a lot popping. What you got popping this weekend?
I ain't got too much popping this week. Well, I do, I guess. I might nothing business wise. Like I'm probably go to the Blues Festival, the art museum. They having some yoga outside the art museum on Saturday and Sunday, and then they having art activities inside. So I'm probably go grab my little children and go. It ain't my week with them, but go grab my children and go do something with them. Yeah, that's about it. I ain't got too much. I ain't got no business. I got to tend to. So
Okay.
we just
Sean, what you got
relaxing.
popping?
I got a couple things I'm working on, man. My second book, and my son got a show coming up next weekend in Chicago, so we got to get this playlist together. And I got to get together with my brother and the sister. We gonna shoot our shot at a podcast. It ain't competing with Outlaw Radio. We just trying to be like Outlaw Radio. You know what I mean? We we don't want to compete with you. We don't want to criticize you. We don't want to critique you. We just want to be with you.
Well, I'm like Willie Dynamite. If you ever seen that movie when he say, "I like the competition."
I did see it.
Competition. That's what he said. He said, "I'm controlling some mean, aggressive animals. Now, can I tell them they can only run in one part of the jungle?"
Hey, real.
Yeah.
Can you give me a call, man, so we can talk? I need to holler at you about this self-publishing, man.
Okay, yeah. Shit, just shoot me your number.
I will.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna go smoke after this show.
Yeah.
Vince said he attached the video of the hearing. And Big Mike Kimmy said, "Tell Sean, yeah, nigga, I'm riding down on 24th and Capitol."
Well, come on, put it in. You know where I be.
Shout out to Crystal Ship. She caught the end, but it's always love, my sister. How you doing?
Peace.
And shout out to Big Mike and shout out to Vaughn. You got to stand, you got to represent sometimes. And I totally get Vaughn saying, "Look, man, God damn it, enough is enough." And there ain't nothing wrong with that, right? A man needs to step too. Like I always say, when I was growing up, the thing was when you said a man's name, you had to be prepared to see that man. It wasn't no internet, wasn't no Twitter thugging, wasn't none of that. You be at Capitol Court and Johnny Walker's, trying to look at you chicks. Next thing you know, you turn around, motherfuckers say, "What's happening, dog?" Yeah, all that bullshit I heard you said. So ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, if you out there in this community, do what you do your work. But understand, like my brother Kamar so eloquently pointed out, that there's gonna be people talking about what you do, good, bad, or indifferent. And so you got to understand that criticism or critiquing comes with this. Like, I'm not no fool to think that everybody loves Outlaw Radio. Some people out there might think, "I hate this shit. He's horrible." Whatever. They have the right to their opinion. I can't get mad because I'm the one who chooses to do it every week. Right. And so I don't get mad and I don't take it personal. So if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you already know about that. Everybody knows I've requested to be buried on my stomach so my enemies can kiss my ass. So I don't have a thin skin, right? And so whatever it is that you have to say, just be willing to stand on it. Or sometimes you have to retract it. Because many times I've had to say, "You know what, bro, my bad. I probably shouldn't even put that on there like that. I was feeling this kind of way or whatever." But I feel like men, we're all about accountability. So with us, it's, "I heard what the fuck you said. And my name shouldn't even be in your conversation," right? So I totally get it. So shout out to that brother, man. Stay out there doing the work. Tone Deaf, I see you, my brother. He said, "I love Outlaw Radio." I surely appreciate that, man.
Peace.
Need all the support we can get. And that's why I don't talk down on nobody who has a platform, because it takes all of us to represent this, man. And what we need to establish is a network amongst ourselves where we distribute information and can have conversations and walk away without being butt hurt, right? That is the main thing. What we used to say, Kamara, get out your fag body, right? Yeah, he in his fag body. Say that shit back in the day. But I want y'all to know, man, I'm serious. There's nothing that's going to be done by one single solitary person. The days of one leader is over. And the reason why is because the awareness of all the problems is out here so great. Of course, years prior, you could say, "Well, we need one person who could be the leader," because you didn't A lot of people didn't know of what the bigger picture was. Now we are aware of so many different lanes and so many different things that it's going to take a whole group of people to lead. That group has to be us, right? And so that's why I don't criticize anybody for what they do. And I don't care if they criticize me for what I do, right? Like I don't have to, explain like, what I've done to somebody or lay my record out or none of that. It is what it is, man. And so, but I do understand once I show people what I'm doing, if somebody say that shit garbage, I gotta accept it. I can't get mad about it. So you got the right to your opinion, brother. Now, if they disrespect me, then now we do have a problem. If I feel slighted, then I got the right to come in and say, hey, motherfucker, I heard the fuck you said, fuck you. And that person got to understand my energy, right? We have to understand each other, man. Understanding is something very special. So that's one to grow on as we move forward, man. Is sometimes we'll get loud and yell at each other, man. But everybody has the right to say what they want to say, as long as you don't cross over and disrespect anybody. And the number one thing is keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. Tiasha said she loved the soul with my flip phone and everything. And I just had 7 people on a conference call last week. The days of the phone are over. Man, listen, man. Get out here and do what you do and don't let nobody stop you. Because the minute you start worrying about what people think about you, you're going to cease to be effective, man.
Yes, sir.
So when you get around people who love to talk and love to talk and love to talk, and don't never take any kind of action, you come to the realization that their criticism of the community outweighs their contribution to it, which therefore qualifies them as a coon. Peace and love. I'll see y'all Monday, man.
Peace.